Yes, right. It's flashing. We have a solid light on the
There we
green
go.
and center on all of them.
So let's try to see if we can get the station again. 6, 8. I'm going to go to IP. Back up. IP. 6, 8. Testing, 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 testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
All the lights are on over here, Coach.
Yep. On this side right now, things look fairly good. Can you hear us back at the station? Can you hear us at the station? Oh, I hear him.
I cannot hear what he's saying.
Man, I hear him real light. Hello. Try us again. Can you hear us?
Es el Super Roro. Bueno, bueno, bueno. Apenas se oye acá a este lado. You can barely hear me. It kind of faded out, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're up and running. How do we sound over there? Okay. FM. I don't know if that's
Okay.
Thank you. It's one of the DJs from
After
the
winning the
Spanish
toss,
stations. I don't know if it's
Cardinals
Super Roro or
choose
Tony.
to
One of the two.
receive the ball.
Should have brought a cushion. Levin has a lot of players on their team, huh?
Quite a few. Test, test, test. Testing 1, 2, 3.
He's coming through, huh?
At this time, I would like all parents and guardians from the high school football athletics to please begin lining up across from your athletes in the middle of the field.
Testing, testing. Can you guys hear us back at the station? I can hear you. Are we ready to get running? Okay.
Awesome. Yes, sir. It appears so. We got a.
Testing. Getting ready to start here in Loving, New Mexico, where the Loving Falcons will be hosting the Eunice Cardinals. We're just setting up our mics and trying to kind of mic check everything before we get up and running. So we're testing the sound system. We've got audio and video that will be coming through tonight. Got people watching from all over the country, and so we've got people chimed in or tuned in from multiple states. So glad to have you on. If you're linked in through the HobbsAmerica.com site, we know that you can hear us when we're working on our mics and trying to get things checked, as well as when we're talking to the station. We understand that, so we apologize for you having to listen to us. Also, if you're listening on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel, you can hear the same thing. So we appreciate you guys listening, and we're getting ready to get up and started here real shortly. And we are ready to start as soon as the station gives us the go.
Community and parent involvement is very important for the success of any program. The Loving Falcons football staff and administration would like to thank our community and parents for their continued support throughout the season.
All right.
At this time, I would like to
2-7.
recognize the athletes and the parents/guardians. Number 22, Bobby Fadas. Bobby is escorted by his father, Bobby, and his mother, Sonia Fadas.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the regular season finale of Friday Night Football. Wow, it seems like just yesterday we were getting started with another football season. And here we are at the end already. This is our last regular season game of the year. We are here tonight at George Fredericks Field in Loving, New Mexico. Tonight, the Cardinals are on the road here in Loving for a District 4 2A game. The Cardinals come into this game with a 5-3 record, ranked number 3 in both the Max Preps and the latest coaches poll. Loving enters tonight's game with not a very good record, but they are ranked number 13 in Max Preps. My name is Jimmy Jones alongside Rosendo Caballero, and we've got Charlie Fairbrush handling the camera again for the Knollmark Broadcast Network. Tonight's broadcast will be heard on KPZA 103.7 FM Hobbs, as well as streamed live at HobbsAmerica.com. Click on the Cardinal or the Eunice Sports YouTube page. With me tonight is Rosendo Caballero. Welcome, Rosendo. Glad you're here with us.
How you doing, Mr. Jones? Ready for the game?
Sounds like a good one. A quick disclaimer that I have added to our broadcast before we get up and running. We cover these games a little different than most broadcasters do. Tonight, we'll do our best to provide a description of the game and hope to make you feel like you are part of this game. You'll likely hear some play-by-play, some excitement. You'll hear our opinions and some comedy. We try to make it fun, and our goal is to make it sound like two guys sitting at home in a recliner, watching the game, having a discussion about what they see and what's happening. We are not professional broadcasters. We are not experts in football or coaches. And we are not experts on the rules or referees. We are just two guys enjoying the game, giving our opinion, and we try to call it like we see it. If a field goal looks like it's no good, we'll likely say that looked like it was no good. If the ref may say that it's good, and he probably has a much better view than we do, but we'll probably just express our comments. Our comments are not meant to offend anyone, and so we apologize if that happens. You may not agree with anything we say, and that's okay. We hope you don't take anything we say too serious. On that note, we greatly appreciate all the messages, emails, text messages, even handwritten letters that have been sent to all three of us over the last few weeks and months from people saying that they really enjoy the broadcast. I know for me personally, I've had people from other states, I've had people from other schools in Lee County that have reached out to me and said, hey, we never miss y'all's games. We listen even if we're at the Lovington game watching Lovington or the Hubs game watching Hubs. We listen to y'all's because it's entertaining. Until this season, I never received letters like that from listeners, especially from opposing teams, saying how much they enjoyed our broadcast. So we'll try to keep it light, have some fun, and be entertaining. We hope you enjoy it. Let's start with a recap of last week. The Cards took on number 5 2A team in the state by hosting Hagerman, a Hagerman team that is loaded with athletes. Those same athletes won every single track meet they participated in last year, including the district track meet, winning almost every sprint, every relay, and having multiple top 3 finishers in all of the throwing events. They were a powerhouse in track. Almost all of those youngsters are back. The only track meet they didn't win last year was the state track meet, and they finished 3rd there. Make no mistake, Hagerman has some athletes. They are not known for having a great football program, at least not the last couple of years, but they came to play last week.
Yes, they did.
In that game, the Cards compiled 440 total yards of offense, including 278 yards rushing and 166 passing yards. One negative note. The Cards did have a couple of fumbles again and a couple of interceptions. This has been a problem for the Cardinals this season. Turnovers has definitely been the Achilles heel of these Cardinals. Micah Tippett had a huge game for the Cardinals as he had 14 carries for 192 yards rushing with a rushing touchdown. That touchdown was on display as the second longest rushing touchdown in New Mexico on Max Preps this week. It was a 67-yard run, and it was a good one. He showed some quickness as he darted through the line, some power as he ran over a defensive back, and then some speed again as he turned it on and outran the remainder of the Hagerman defense all the way to the end zone. Great run by Micah. Quarterback Conager Pierce continues to put up good numbers. The senior went 12 of 31 through the air for 161 yards and 1 touchdown. He also carried the ball 26 times for 62 yards and added 3 rushing touchdowns. Senior Zeke Benton had a great game as well, receiving as he had 5 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown. Sean Stinson had 1 catch for 15 yards. Ashton Thompson had 4 catches for 53 yards, and George Ortega, the senior, had 2 receptions for 17 yards. On special teams, freshman kicker Elgin Woods continues to improve as he was 2 for 3 on PATs. He also continues to improve on those pooch kicks or onside kicks. He's gotten pretty good at placing that ball where we need him to avoid the run back. On the defensive side of the ball, Sean Stinson had a breakout game. He had 2 interceptions on the night to go along with 3 tackles. Max Preps listed him as the defensive player of the game. Brandon Trevino had a great game with 7 tackles and an interception. This coming just days after the young man lost his father. Our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to him and his family. Leo Balteres also had a good game. He had 3 tackles and a sack of the quarterback. He also had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. A big night for the big man. Ovian Taveros had another good night. The senior had 2 sacks, one coming on a huge play late in the game. He also used those long arms to bat down a pass in overtime that would have likely resulted in a big play for the Bobcats, probably a touchdown. He continues to be a defensive leader for these Cardinals. Max Preps named senior quarterback Conager Pierce as the player of the game. The Cards won that game 34-28 in overtime, a game that was much closer than most of us anticipated it would be. Any thoughts on that game, Rosendo?
On that game, it was, like I said last week, it was a horrible game on both sides of the ball for Eunice. Hopefully they show up tonight.
Yeah, a little sloppy last week for sure, and just never could get anything going. And, you know, as people that have sat and watched the Cardinals play all year, I'm not sure whether, you know, I know that you have to definitely give some recognition to the Bobcats for coming to play, but I couldn't tell for sure whether the Bobcats
came to play
or whether we just didn't come to play. I really think by watching that game, I think we just thought it was going to be a cakewalk, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen here tonight. Tonight, these Cardinals face a very familiar foe in the Loving Falcons. This Falcons team has struggled this season. They only have one win all year. That was a 38-20 win over Mescalero Apache, who has not won another game all season, or has not won a game all season. They did have two other really close games, a 12-7 loss to Tucumcari, and a one-touchdown game, 6-point loss to top 10 ranked Capitan. And Capitan is a solid team, and this Loving team played them to a very close game. And so, you know, as you look, this Loving team has some fight, and they have shown it against some top 10 ranked teams this year. Then on the next game, they may get blown out by 40 or 50 points. So it's real hard to tell who you're coming to face today. Let's see. Says most of the season here, they've had some huge losses. They lost 54-0 last week in the third quarter versus Jow, 45-6 to Hagerman, 60-6 at Lordsburg. Let's see, 45-0 versus Nemi. And so it's been a tough season for them. But like I said, make no mistake, they've played some top 10 teams to very, very competitive, close games. So I think our Cardinals better come out here ready to play, or they might end up in a situation like last week.
Correct. I agree with you on that. If they show up like they did last week against Hagerman, it might be a loss.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a
especially
district
here.
game.
And we've got senior night and all that stuff going on here on the George Frederick Field in Loving. Loving is led by sophomore quarterback number 15, Rodriguez. He's passed for nearly 1,000 yards this season. Number 86, sophomore, I'm going to probably butcher his name, Wileto is the name that I have. He's run for 500 yards, over 500 yards this year. And junior Benavides has nearly 500 receiving yards on the season. The Falcons do appear to have a turnover problem. They're averaging 3 or 4 turnovers a game. They have turned the ball over numerous times this season. So we're set for a great matchup tonight between the Eunice Cardinals and the Loving Falcons. We'll take a break. We'll send it back to the station for a word from our sponsors. For 1 minute, you're listening to Eunice Cardinal football on the Knollmark Broadcast Network. We sounding okay on the radio side? All right.
Nice.
Are people that are listening saying the sound sounds okay?
Yes, I had to check across the
Awesome.
field. They said it's going through good. Cool. So far, but the game hasn't started. You know how that goes.
I was going to say, it's amazing because it's like yesterday when we did our little pregame. Everybody's like, you guys sound great. And then we started getting messages saying, well, it's not sounding so good. We haven't touched nothing.
I think it's our voices that get excited.
Yeah.
Lower, go up and down.
Up and down. Yeah, very, very possible.
Will everyone please rise, remove your hats for our national anthem.
Can you guys keep it at the station for an extra 1 minute? They're about to do the national anthem. Thank you very much.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back to Loving High School, where the number 3 ranked Eunice Cardinals are facing the Loving Falcons. I'm Jimmy Jones alongside Rosendo Caballero and Charlie Fairbrush here in beautiful southeastern New Mexico. We are just a few miles south of Carlsbad, the world-famous Carlsbad Caverns National Park. Loving sits on the northern edge of a huge oil deposit recently discovered, which has created growth to this community and the surrounding areas. Tonight here in Loving, the Eunice Cardinals will face the Falcons in the final regular season game of the season. The Falcons are already on the field, prepared to kick off. A few notable issues to discuss tonight. Senior Marcus Tercero, the all-state offensive and defensive player and a huge leader for these Cardinals, is out. He did have an MRI on that knee. I believe they did locate some damage. No full tears, my understanding. But is likely out for some time, so most likely the season. And so with that said, we're getting ready to get started here. The Cardinals will be receiving they'll be going from our left to right, and here goes the kickoff. It is a high, crazy-looking kick, and we were lucky to get a hold of that one.
It was a little pooch kick, and I believe 24 recovered it. Jonathan.
So 24, Jonathan Caballero gets in there and gets a hold of that one. We want to make sure we thank our sponsors while we've got a minute. Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto, and Redbird Gas. The Cardinals will be set. They've got 3 wide to the right. Looks like 1 to the left. Tippett and Pierce in the backfield. They are in the shotgun. They're going to hand it to Tippett right up the middle. He's got some space. He's to the 50, the 45, the 40. Still on his feet. He's down to around the 36-yard line. So Tippett with a huge run to start the game.
That's a very good way to start the game, man. He took off, got the ball, and ran like crazy.
So 10 seconds into the first quarter, the Cardinals are all the way down into Loving Falcon territory. They set up in that same formation.
They're moving fast.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Tippett and Pierce in the backfield. They snap and hand it to Tippett again right up the middle. He's got some space. He's still going. He's to the 25, the 20. He pump fakes, does a little around the back move, and he's all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, good job. He did a couple of stiff arm in there, pushing people off him.
He did.
Good, strong run right there.
He was bobbing and weaving and going. The Cardinals are wasting no time. They're hustling to the line of scrimmage. This time we'll have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. I'd be surprised if you don't see the same thing.
Or quarterback keep.
Yep. Looks like Pierce is messing with his knee pads. He's ready. He calls for the snap. He's rolling left, looking down the field. He's going to throw it this time. He's in some trouble. He pops back out, throws it, and he's got a wide receiver wide open into the end zone. That's Ashton Thompson with the touchdown reception. Touchdown Cardinals.
That's a good job on Ashton. He got that ball turned and ran north and south, man. Good job.
Man, Pierce did a good job of shaking some tacklers that had him in the backfield.
Life, wasn't he? I was like, oh.
Yes, but he gets it and delivers a strike right to Thompson. Thompson catches it and runs into the end zone.
That was a little quick, too, on the score, huh?
So Eunice now is set up to go for the point-after-touchdown kick. They've got their holder, Gio Chacon, back. Elgin Woods is the freshman kicker. He's back and ready. Did a great job last week. Let's see if he can keep that going, and I hope I didn't jinx him.
He's kicking into the wind as well.
So here's the snap.
Oh, bad snap.
Oh, they run over each other. There's all kinds of stuff going on there, but there is no extra point. It is no good.
No good.
That was a bad beginning, man, out there on that one.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that we give a shout-out to those sponsors again. Devon Energy, Steve Almaguer, Jared Armstrong, Bryce Jenkins, Ryan Dean, Mr. Ornelas, and all the gang. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Noblemeyer, Brandon Matthews, and crew. The Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, Brian, Nikki, Elma, Aaron Pascal, Yadi, and all the gang. The Eunice Public Schools, Dwayne Haynes, Cynthia Sims, Rosendo Caballero, my partner here, Matt Coy, Kenny Reed, Ashley Davis, David Gallegos, and all the staff. Cardinal Hardware, Ashley Davis, Chris Myers, Miss Ortega, and all the staff. City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and the Whitmire family, and Bart Parker and Redbird Energy. along with Parker Energy Services. Thank you guys for all you do. We greatly appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. And if you're listening right now, we might have some extra noise in the background. It's because we're sitting in the stands tonight for a better view and a better spot for us. So just bear with us if you can't hear us sometimes.
We were going to get up in the press box, but the press box has a solid two-piece glass, and it's kind of dirty, and we were afraid it wouldn't be a good video. So we're right here in the middle of the Falcon bleachers. Here goes the kickoff from the Cardinals. Loving calls for a fair catch. And so that ball is going to be down. We'll call it the 33-yard line.
Yes, sir, 33-yard line.
So 11:15 remain here in the first quarter. Eunice up 6-0. Loving is going to take over 1st and 10 at about the 33-yard line.
Let's hope our defense shows up tonight. Last time our defense showed up in the second quarter for Eunice.
Did we lose?
No, we got 3 lights over here, sir.
Yeah, we lost.
Oh, man.
We're on the stream, but we're not on the radio. It kicked us off for some reason. Let's see.
All right, then.
1st and 10 for your Falcons.
It's too good to be true, huh? Oh, good job, John. That's a good stop by the Eunice Cardinals there. Jonathan and Obi got him. Jonathan Caballero and Obi Ontiveros tackle.
So we apologize to those of you listening to us on the stream. We lost our connection with the radio station, so we are trying to get logged back into them, and it is showing a disconnect timeout. So we're going to try it again here. So I apologize. I'll have Recindo.
It's 2nd and 9 for the Falcons. And they got a running back there. Hand it off to him again. He comes over to the left-hand side. He gets a decent run, but he's stopped again by Jonathan Caballero on 23. I think that's Van.
Yeah, Van Brecken is 23.
Good job on that. Wrap him up.
It looks like we got a signal again, and we are back through. Not sure why we got kicked off there for a second. So
let us know.
I think we're back through on the station. So
let us know if y'all can't hear us or see us.
So we apologize. Once again, it looked like the stream was going through fine, but we lost the radio station. So it looks like we're back in. It looks like we've got a good, strong signal, so we're going to keep on going. 10 minutes and ticking here on the clock in the first quarter. It is going to be 3rd down and about 5. Ball spotted, we'll call it the 37-yard line. The Falcons come to the line of scrimmage. They've got 1 wide to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun. They hand off to number 10, straight up the middle. He's got some space, but then he's grabbed up by number 8. Let's see, that is, who is that? George Ortega. So George Ortega grabs him up, holds him up to keep him from getting to that 1st down marker. He looked like he was going to make it easily to that 1st down marker.
He did a good job just wrapping him up and holding until everybody got there.
Yep. So now it's going to bring up 4th down and 3. They're in Falcon territory. The Falcons got a big decision to make here. They go for it and don't get it. Eunice takes over in their territory. They go for it and get it, and it's a big play. So it looks to me like they're set up in the regular formation. Looks like they're going to go for it.
That's a gamble so early in the game.
Yeah, they're going to hand it off straight up the middle, and they've got some space.
Oh, they got it down.
And Eunice comes up. That's great play by Gio Chacon. And
that's a good job.
He makes a very good open field tackle, and that stops the Falcons.
That is good.
So that was a big gamble by the Falcons here early.
A very good stop by the defense.
Yeah, it didn't pay off for them.
That's awesome right there.
So Eunice will take over on downs, 1st and 10. Ball spotted at about the 41-yard line.
Man, I'll go for a touchdown. That kid can throw it.
Yeah,
give it to number 5 again.
So here goes the Cardinals. They're coming to the line of scrimmage after getting the signals from the coaches. They've got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They've kind of got that open backfield, but now they're going to clear those out. So they've got 3 left, 2 to the right. Pierce in the backfield by himself. He's in the empty backfield. There's a snap. He's looking down the field. He's got some pressure. He throws it down the field. And he hit a Falcon right in the hands. And the Falcon couldn't haul it in. I couldn't tell who that was. I think it was number 10. Number 10 for the Falcons is Dylan Green.
He threw that ball way short. Probably that humidity in the air over here. Probably just slipped out.
8:49 remaining on the clock here in the first quarter.
Do it again. We know we can run the ball.
The Falcons back on defense. Eunice quick to the line of scrimmage. Once again, we've got an empty backfield. I'd look for that quarterback keeper. We did such a great job that first drive of running it. There it is, the quarterback keeper up the middle. He's going to pick up a good probably 6
6
yards.
Nice tackle by Fernando Lara.
He did a good job of running the ball, and I'm glad he's tucking that ball now.
That's Conager Pierce. He plows forward, picks up, we'll call it 6.5. It's going to be third. We'll call it a long 3, maybe 4. Ball spotted about the 35-yard line.
Ball marked about the 35-yard line.
We've got 3 receivers over to the left, 2 to the right, and an empty backfield again.
Quarterback sneak again?
That's what I would do. We just had so much success that first drive running it. I think you run it till they stop you. And we overthrow the pass, so that's going to make it 4th down and about 4.
I think it was a little miscommunication on the play because the receiver was running a different route than he was throwing the ball to. So,
you know, we've ran the ball about 4 times this game,
and we scored.
Every time for a minimum of 6 yards, and sometimes for 20, 30 yards or 40. So now we're back in a lineup here with the quarterback and Tippett in the backfield. Here comes the snap. We're looking down the field. We got a man open, but he's got pressure on him, and he's going to go down. So Eunice is going to turn the ball over on downs after trying to throw it from an empty backfield 3 times in a row and then trying to throw it down the field with a blocker in the backfield. It was not successful.
That's something we are not consistent in. We got to capitalize on those turnovers that the defense makes for them.
Loving's going to take a timeout here with 8:06 remaining in the first quarter. This timeout is going to be brought to you by the Eunice Health Clinic. Whenever you're missing work and you need a timeout because you're not feeling well, you go right on down to that Eunice Health Clinic, make an appointment, call down there and talk to Elma or Yadi or one of them. They'll set you up with an appointment. Miss Leanne Reeves will make sure everybody's doing their job down there. Brian and Nikki will get you healthy. So when you need a timeout, drop on down to the Eunice Health Clinic.
Yes, sir. That's the best clinic in town.
I'm telling you. So 8:06 remain here in the first. Eunice has now turned the ball over on down, so Loving is going to take over 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 40. And
it was tough on that last offensive drive there. We didn't do nothing. Well, I apologize. We did do a little bit, but.
Yeah, we didn't do much. We got about 6 yards. So we want to thank some sponsors: Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto, and Redbird Gas. Falcons on offense now. They're going to set up in the shotgun. They take the snap. They're going to hand it straight off up the middle. They've got some room. They're to the 50, all the way past midfield. A big play for the Falcons.
Yeah, good stop there by 33, Brandon Trevino and Jonathan Caballero. And I think number 23 again was in there. Brecken was his last name?
Van Brecken. Van Brecken in on that tackle as well. So that's going to be a 1st down for the Falcons. 1st and 10, ball spotted now about, we'll call it the 48-yard line. So it's 1st and 10. Loving comes to the line. They've got one receiver wide to the right, one wide to the left. They've kind of got that, it's kind of an offset pistol back formation. They're going to hand it straight up the middle again. He's got some space. And he picks up about 5 before they come up and knock him down. That's number 12 that come in there at the end. Hyen Castro, and number 24, Jonathan Caballero. Looked like number 1, Kevin Garcia, may have got in on that one as well.
A little gang tackling out there.
Yes, sir.
Which we need that right now.
So that's going to make it 2nd. We'll call it 6. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line. Loving walks to the line of scrimmage. They've got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol back formation in the backfield. Here's the snap. They're going to hand it right up the middle again. 33. This time, 33, Brandon Trevino comes in, wraps him up, and bulldogs him like he's at the rodeo.
That was nice. He jumped on his back, just brought him down, huh?
He did. He jumped on him, took that off arm, hooked it under his horn, and just turned the head and dropped him down. So that
steer
was
wrestling out there.
Steer wrestling. I'm telling you, he was in business. So that's going to make it 3rd down and a long 6. Ball's still spotted about the same line of scrimmage. We'll say the 33, maybe the 34. Eunice trying to hustle one in late.
3rd down and 5.
That's Jorge Ontiveros, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So Jorge Ontiveros comes in there late. Oh, that's Ryan Teague. Ryan Teague 54? Comes in. So they've got that same formation. They're going to fake the handoff and throw it deep down the sideline. And they had their man beat.
Wide open over here.
They faked that handoff, and I thought they handed it off. And then I saw him pull it back and throw it down the sideline. Had a man open.
There's no miscommunication on the defensive side. You got the strong safety and the one that plays over here on this side talking about, okay, you have flats. What do you got deep? What do you got?
Yep. Yeah, so Loving is going to now have the ball 4th down, and we'll say a long 6. They look to me like they're going to go for it again here. they sent their running back off the field. So the running back runs off the field, which gives me the indication that it's highly likely that they're going to throw it at this point, but we'll see what happens. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation for the quarterback. He snaps. He's looking down the field. He's looking down the middle. He's got some pressure coming.
Who was that?
I think that's Ovi Ontiveros, who comes in from the backside and makes a big tackle for a huge loss for about 5 yards.
I've seen those big arms come around. Couldn't see him. I'm like, it's Ovi. Who else?
So Ovi with the quarterback sack here on 4th down. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Eunice is going to take over. Ball spotted at the 49-yard line on the Cardinals side of the field.
Okay, let's just run the ball a couple of times.
That's what I'm seeing. So you've got 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield, handed to Tippett. Here goes Tippett. And I said that's what I would do, and we didn't get any yards out of it. But
our offensive line did not do that good of a job blocking there.
Yeah, and they were all still standing back in the middle of the field when he was out here.
Yeah.
So that's going to make it 2nd, and we'll call it 9. It looks like they've given him about a half yard.
He earned
spotted
it.
Almost the 50. Same formation, trips left, 1 to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. We're looking down the field this time. We've got some pressure. We throw it to Ortega. Ortega's going to pick up about 6. He catches it over the middle, then gets hit almost right away, but he picks up about 6 yards.
That was a good hit. He got hit, but he held on to the ball pretty good there.
So they spot the ball right at the 45, so it's going to be 3rd, and we'll call it a long 4.
3rd down.
So same formation. No, we've got quadruple receivers out to the left, 1 over here to the right. We're rolling left the whole way. They're bringing the whole team to go after him, and we fumble the ball, but we get back on it right at about the initial line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they came in. That's a busted play from the beginning.
So 4th and 4 here. Ball spotted still at the 45. 5 minutes and ticking.
And we're playing on grass, so that's something different for us.
4 receivers to the right, 1 over to the left. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. We're going to hand it to Tippett, and he's going to pick up about 4.
Let's see where they spotted at.
But it's going to depend. It does not look like the spots.
No,
they're already saying he did not get it.
Man, that's not good, Coach.
He picked up about 4, and he needed about 4 6 and so he's a little bit short. That's going to turn it over to the Loving Falcons with 4:46. That's the last 2 times the Falcons have stopped these Cardinals. It's going to be 1st and 10 now. Ball spotted at the 42.
And that's not good because Loving gets the momentum, gets that positivity to go in there and try to score on us.
And they've got their little young running back in the backfield this time. I would look for him to hand it to him this play. There's the snap. There's the handoff to him, and here he comes. He's bobbing and weaving, and he's all the way across the 45 down to about the 47-yard line.
58 and 23 got him. Ovi and
so Ovi and Van Brecken on the tackle.
After he got a positive 7 yards there, man.
That tackle was brought to you by the Eunice Public Schools. When you need to lock somebody down, you just send them to Eunice Public Schools. Well, that don't sound too good.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I'll come up with a better jingle. So, anyway, we've got 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left. They're kind of in that pistol. I would look to hand off again. They do. They hand off to that same gentleman. He's bobbing and weaving. He's got some space. He's all the way past the 40 and down to the 35-yard line.
We need to learn how to wrap up, man.
We also need to learn how to read a play. I'm an old guy sitting up here with gray hair and a gray beard in the bleachers, and I knew they were going to hand it to him the last 2 times.
And they get every positive yard when they go down the center or the middle of the field.
So that's 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Ball spotted at the 35. Falcons go back to their huddle, but they break it out quick. They're headed to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
I bet they're going to run.
Quarterback number 15, Rodriguez, in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to that same young man again, who's got another big gain, but it's not a 1st down, but he picks up close to 5.
At least 5.
That's number 88. It's kind of a weird number for someone to be running the ball, but and it's not on my roster. So,
and he's a big 88.
Yeah, he's a young man. I know that I saw his.
They probably picked him up from Carlsbad last night.
No, he's the same young man that they had running last year. I'm pretty sure. I just didn't think he was on the roster, but that's him. He was like a freshman last year that they brought up, and he gave us some fits last year. 3:14 and ticking. Loving back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like the ball's going to be spotted about the 29-yard line. 2nd, it looks like close to 5.
Maybe a pass. Oh, no.
They're going to hand it to that same young man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We fix it.
Number 86, Drew Valento up the middle.
That was a wrap-up by Obi and number 72, Antonio Granado.
So Antonio Granados and Ovi Ontiveros with the tackle there.
You figure I know the names by now, huh?
So he picks up another couple of yards. That's going to make it third, and we'll call it a long 2, maybe 3. Ball's showing it spotted about the 28. I can't really tell from my angle, so we'll say the 28 sounds good. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. The quarterback and the running back in the backfield for Loving, who's driving here. They've got about 2.5, 3 yards. They're going to hand it right up the middle, and I think that's Ovi again, isn't it?
Correct, it is.
So Ovi Ontiveros comes shooting through the line, and he hits the running back right after he gets the handoff, and Ovi drives him back onto the ground for a huge loss.
And it was a good stop because that puts him in the 4th down. So, that's a very good stop on Obi.
So they've spotted it at the 32-yard line. It's going to be 4th. I'm going to call it 6. So 4th and 6. Clock is under 2 minutes and ticking.
They've used a lot of time up, huh?
Man, a lot of time on this drive. They're walking to the line of scrimmage again. They're content with watching that clock run.
Makes it 4 and 5.
Looks like one receiver out to the right, one to the left, who's now headed back inside. So they're in kind of a tight formation. This is almost that old school Dave Lynn formation here. Here comes the snap. They're going to fake the handoff, and they're looking down the field, looking long. They've got a man open, and it's almost intercepted by number 2, which is Angel Gomez.
Just came out of his hands, but it's a good thing he did an interception that way.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he'd have intercepted that, we'd have lost about 20 yards. Unless he'd have run it all the way back out of there, and he had a guy right there in his face.
Had that big tight end right behind him.
Yes, you don't want to.
He knew what he was doing.
Yep. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. They're going to take over. We're going to call it the 30-yard line, maybe the 31. Let's call it the 31.
Once again, the defense did their job. The offense needs to perform.
1:24 remaining here in the first quarter. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We snap it, and we're going to hand it to Tippett. Tippett's got some space. He's still going. He's going to be out about probably 7 yards on the pickup.
Dude, give it to him again.
1:15 and ticking.
Ball carrier brought down by number 12,
we got to score, Coach. We got 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think you keep doing that, or maybe you switch the runs a little bit. Go back to Pierce going after the fake and send him up the middle. Well, here we go with an open backfield. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. We throw it down the field.
And this kid quit running.
Benton he got tangled up with the defensive back. It looked like they were kind of playing a handsy war.
And Loving won that war, huh?
Yeah, we didn't get to it. The pass ended up being a little long. So Eunice is up 6-0 here. For those of you listening online or watching on the stream, I'm trying to keep the score here. I hope it's going through. Last night we had some problems with signal, and we did when we first got here too. So as far as my phone signal, it operates the scoreboard. So they fake the handoff to Tippett, and then Pierce just goes plowing through.
We should get a flag on Eunice over here, but we did not get a flag.
Man, Benton and the defensive back out here tied up together. Benton reaches up and grabs the helmet of the defensive back, pulls his helmet completely off his head, so the Loving fans are not happy.
Yeah, they have every right not to be happy. That was uncalled for on our part.
Pierce plugs ahead and gets the first down. It's 1st and 10. Ball spotted about the 48. Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. Clock inside 20 seconds. They take the snap, looking down the field. They throw it down the field, and it was almost intercepted. Early in the season, we talked about Pierce and the way he throws the ball. He's got such a strong arm that a lot of times he just throws an extremely flat, hard pass. Right there was a perfect time where the receiver was 5-6 yards behind the defensive back. If he'd have just put a little touch on it, soft up over the top, we were gone, nobody close. But he tried to rocket it in there, and the defensive player got a hand on it.
They don't have hands, huh?
So 2nd and 10, we hand it off to Tippett. Tippett's still going. He's going to pick up a good 5+ yards.
He's earning them yards tonight. That offensive line is not helping him at this given moment.
So Tippett all the way down. He picks up a good 5. It's going to be 3rd down. We'll call it, it's 5 or 6. So ball spotted at the 48-yard line. So we'll call it 3rd and 5. The Falcon announcer's calling it 3rd and 6. And that is going to end the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, the score is 6 Eunice, 0 for Loving. We'll send it back to the station for 30 seconds and a word from our sponsors. Everything sound okay on your end? All right. I don't know what happened a while ago. We lost signal. I looked down, there was no signal.
And I was taking care of the green lights when they're all green, and I'm like, well, what's going on?
Yeah, it was this signal
yes,
that we lost.
Blank, yes.
30, I think, will be good. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Loving, New Mexico, where Loving is hosting the Eunice Cardinals. At the end of the first quarter, Eunice is up 6-0. Not at all what most people expected, at least on the Eunice side. But these Falcons, once again, have come to play. Anytime Eunice steps on the field, it seems like we get everybody's best shot.
Yes, we do. And we should have more points. We've had the defense have showed up, stopped Loving, gave them great position on the field, and we just haven't converted yet.
So this third down, it's third and a long 5. We're going to say it's brought to you by Parker Energy Services. They can deliver to you on third down and long. So here's the snap. It's a little confusing in the backfield, and a host of Falcons comes through and slams Conacher Pierce on his head.
Quarterback sack by
and we lost, what,
10?
10?
Man, he lost about 10 yards.
It's fourth and 15 now.
So they give him a good spot. I guess where they wrapped him up at, they're going to give him that forward momentum or forward progress. We're going to bring on the punt team. So fourth and we'll call it 13. Ball spotted in Eunice territory now after the switch at the 45-yard line. The punt team is on the field for the Cardinals. Looks like we've got some confusion. We've still got people running on and off the field, not sure where they're supposed to be.
Must be all this music playing in the background.
You know, as I look right here, I'm right down the line. It almost looks like people were lined up off sides. There goes the punt, and it's a pretty good one if it's as long as it looks like it is. Cardinals chase it down there, and we need to pick that up. There we go. So
Woods did a good job there because it was a low snap, picked up off the ground, and got a good kick.
And so Elgin Woods, the freshman, with a nice punt there. 11:02 remaining here in the first half. The Falcons are going to take over, first and 10. Can't really tell. Looks like maybe the 15. Yeah, the ball spotted at the 15-yard line.
Man.
We'll see if we can get some defense here. Speaking of fences, Cardinal Hardware has all your fencing needs. If you need fences in your area, call Cardinal Hardware. It don't matter whether it's cinder block, chain link, whatever you need. Cardinal Hardware for your fences. Let's see if this defense can set up a fence here. It's first and 10. Here's the snap for the Falcons. Got a lot of folks pushing through, and the little running back bobs and weaves. Fumbled the ball, though, and I couldn't tell who got on it after the fumble. Eunice wasn't very excited, so I'm assuming it was the Falcons. That's going to be a first down.
He made it all the way back to the strong safeties. He had to come in and stop him.
You know, that young man's quick, and when he gets the ball, he's got some really good side-to-side, shifty movement, and he goes through that line of scrimmage, and we're having a tough time finding him. He's not very big, but he's really quick and got some speed when he gets through there. So that's going to make it first and 10. Looks like the ball spotted about the 26-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Pistol back in the backfield behind the shotgun. They're going to hand it to him. Oh, no, they fake it.
It's a dead duck there, but he threw it behind him.
Yeah. So I saw 4 guys with beards come running out from behind the bleachers. I'm almost certain that was Duck Dynasty because that pass floated like a duck. And but the Cardinals couldn't find it. So the ball falls to the ground. It's going to make it second and 10.
I wonder if somebody batted it at the line.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Because it looked, when he first let it go, I thought it looked like a good pass, and then all of a sudden it started going end over end. It looked like somebody kicked it. So we're going to call it second and 10. Ball spotted at the 26. 1 receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback and the running back in the backfield. So here goes the snap. They're looking pass all the way. They throw it out here to the flats.
He caught
and
that?
A deflected pass, but he catches it.
Yes.
That's a great catch there by number 11, which number 11 looks like Amari Benavides. So Benavides makes a good catch there for the Falcons.
Right to the center of the field, too, man.
And he makes a good little pickup, so we're going to call it third, and we'll call it 6 here. Ball's going to be spotted about the 30-yard line.
Man.
Loving,
man.
They every play they walk to the line of scrimmage and they run the clock. So 9:57 and ticking.
Reminds you of a little bit of Jow, huh?
Yeah, 1 receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Here goes the snap. They snap it, hand it off. No, they fake it up the middle again and then throw it deep. And
why did he not attempt to catch that over there? Number 12.
He was running. He was going that direction. Maybe couldn't get to it from that angle. That's Castro, who was there where he needed to be. There was not a receiver within 10 yards of that pass. The defensive back hustled back to try to get there. 9:42. The clock stops because of the incomplete pass.
It's fourth down. Looks like they want to punt this time.
4th and 6. Looks like Loving, the Falcons, have bringing on their punt team.
And we got Juan Carlos. Is it Juan Carlos?
Josh Carlos.
Josh Carlos.
Josh Carlos, the speedster for the Cardinals, is back. The senior.
Need something from that special teams to do something.
Yeah, we hadn't had any big special teams plays the last couple weeks. There's a kind of a side punt. We've got somebody about to get hit in the head with it there, but that's going to roll dead about the 44-yard line. See where they spot it. Yeah, the 44. So the Cardinals will take over 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line with 9:33. That last defensive stand, as I mentioned, was brought to you by Cardinal Hardware. If you need your fencing needs, that's a place to get them. Our defense set up a fence just like the Cardinal Hardware sent the supplies over. So this drive here will be brought to you by the Zia Auto Shop, the Whitmire family. They can deliver all your needs on car and auto. Here go the Cardinals, 1st and 10, 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pierce going to throw it out to Tippett. Tippett's got some space out there. He puts a move on somebody. He's still going down inside the 30. He's still on his feet. Still going all the way down inside the 5 and touchdown. I do not see any laundry at this point. So it looks like a touchdown pass. They threw it out to the right flats. Tippett put some moves on folks, and he was gone.
That was all Tippett, man.
9:18 remaining here in the half. Eunice jumps up 12.
That was a beautiful run on him. It might be the longest run again for the week.
That was good touchdown run there by Tippett.
Catch and run, man. Good job, Tippett.
So that touchdown there was brought to you, as I mentioned earlier, by Zia Auto Shop. They deliver. So here goes the point after touchdown by Redbird, and it is up and it is through. And Redbird delivers that point after touchdown. It is now 13-0.
Hopefully, the Cardinals keep that going. Keep it going on the offensive side, because the defensive side is doing their job at this given moment.
You know, and I hate to put my cart before the horse, but something I would like to see here today, and I'm not the coach, but I guarantee you there's some people back in Eunice would like to see it too. I would like to see Eunice get ahead, maybe one more score, and then put the 8th grader in at quarterback. The Melanson kid with the first team. I don't know. If he's not, then he needs to go get his shoulder pads. But I would like to see him run a series or two with the main group. And I understand he's probably got a learning curve, but I just think he's the future. And man, I'd like to see what he'd do. And if he struggles in a game like this, you go, okay, well, you know, maybe he ain't ready yet.
But you got a taste of it. You can see what you can work on over the summer.
Man, I'd like to see it. I think the Melanson kid has got a huge upside.
He got the huge arm, I'll tell you that much.
Man, and he's athletic, and he's young, and got a lot of years. Reminds me a ton, and maybe I'm speaking out of hand, but he reminds me a ton of a Mason Caperton at that age. Maybe even a little more athletic at that age. So here's the kickoff. It's all the way back to the 5-yard line. They're trying to return it. They've got some running room here. The Cardinals swarm in, take them down about the 40-yard line. So
that's
a good return by the Falcons.
And if you notice, every time we kick it deep, the opposing team usually runs it back. They get 20, 30 yards on us.
You know, and I've heard several people in town, you know, we all sit around and talk football. I've heard several people say, why don't we kick it deep more often? And my opinion why we don't do that is because most of the time we give up a 40 or 50-yard return, and it's been dangerous for us. So 9:08 remain here in the half. It's 13-0. Eunice in the lead. The defense is on the field. It's going to be 1st and 10. Looks like they've got the ball spotted about the 41 for the Falcons. They've got one wide to the right, one to the left, 2 to the right. Got that kind of offset pistol back in the back. They're going to hand it up the middle this time, and we've got Van Brecken come straight through the line untouched. And he does a great job there with the tackle by Van Brecken.
I'm glad he got him high, but he never let go of him, so that's good.
Yeah, and as he was hanging on high and kind of dragging him to the ground, George Ortega came through and hit him about the shins, and that was the end of that. So they get back to the original line of scrimmage. We're going to say that's the 40-yard line. It's 2nd, we'll call it 10 here. So They're going to have 2 receivers wide to the right, 1 to the left. Got that pistol back offset in the backfield for the Falcons. Here's the snap, low snap, but they pick it up and get it to the young running back. And then the swarm of Cardinals, I saw number 33, Brandon Trevino, along with Van Brecken in there again. They kind of had him wrapped up from both sides. It looked like a burrito.
Yeah, good gang tackling.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you need a burrito, you can get one at, I was looking at my sponsor list, and I was like, well, you can't really get a burrito at any of these places, I don't think. Maybe at the Eunice Public Schools at their cafeteria. Yes. They got great burritos. Van Brecken and 33 there. Trevino wrapped them up like he was a burrito in the Eunice cafeteria. So 3rd down and 10 here.
Rosa will be happy about that.
For the Falcons. Shout out to Rosa. Here's a pass down the field. It floats over. Number 2. We've got an interception by number 2. He's got some running room. He's still on his feet.
That's a Gomez kid, the one from earlier.
So number 2 is Angel Gomez, and he returns that ball all the way back to, we'll call it the 36-ish yard line. Yeah. Looks like they're at about the 36. So
after he caught it, ran a little bit, he got hit hard and he stayed on his feet. That's
Angel Gomez doing a good job back there in the defensive backfield for the Cardinals.
He snuck in and took that ball. Good job.
7:37 remain here in the first half. 13-0, Eunice in the lead. Cardinals come to the line of scrimmage. This drive is brought to you by Parker Energy Services. 2 receivers out wide to the right, 2 to the left. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. I'd like to see a heavy dose. I hand it to Tippett or Pierce right up the middle. Yeah, we're going to go Pierce around the end, and he's not going to.
He got hit hard. He wrapped him up, and somebody came in and hit him pretty good.
He might get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be close. 7:28 and ticking.
7:28 and ticking, huh? No, he didn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage.
So he's looks like they're spotted him right about it.
Yeah.
So, in fact, they may even gave him 6 inches. So we'll call it.
Give it to Micah.
2nd and a long ways. They're going to hand it to Tippett this time. Tippett's got some running room. He's bobbing and weaving. He's still going. They wrap him up, and he bounces it out to the right, and I think he just basically stayed with the original line of scrimmage.
Man, he's fine up there, man. Our offensive line is kind of having a hard time to adjust to their defense.
Yeah, it looks to me like they're sending a ton of people. Like they've got the line coming and a lot of backers coming through the middle as well. So the Falcons, they're going to call a penalty against Loving here. I didn't see. I heard some people in the bleachers saying face mask. Personal foul, face mask on the Falcons. So that'll be a 1st down for the Cardinals. 7 minutes remain here in the half. Eunice is going to get a huge penalty right there. They're all the way down to, we're going to call it the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Cardinals. They're already at the line of scrimmage ready to go. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right, empty backfield, Pierce in the shotgun. They snap it to him. He's looking down the field. He throws it down the field, and he's got George Ortega with the touchdown.
Easy money, man. That's good job. Good job, guys.
So touchdown for Eunice. That's going to make it 19-0 in favor of the Cardinals.
I even got listeners from another country listening. I just got texting que viva Ojinaga.
Oh, wow. Good deal there. So 6:54 remain here in the half. Eunice up 19-0. The point after touchdown group is out there set up. Elgin Woods ready to go. We had a straggler that come running in off the field.
He was celebrating over there, huh?
Yeah. If you get a straggler, the city of Eunice will help you. They'll send the Eunice Police Department out to pick them up. And that kick is up and good by Woods.
That's very pretty. Good job, Woods.
So that's 20-0 in favor of Eunice here midway through the 2nd quarter.
So they're doing a good job right now. Offense is picking up, moving the ball like they should. Yeah, but we'll see what happens in the 3rd quarter. We're good at turning on and off in quarters.
As we get close to the end of the season, I wanted to mention a little bit about the NMAA and the selection show. That's coming up October the 30th. The NMAA will hold the seating and selection show. They will be using the 6 criteria to bracket the playoffs. I know some people don't always like or agree with the playoff seeding, but I, for one, will take up for the NMAA in one part of that. It's pretty simple. It's an algorithm. It's some math. And those criteria are the same every year. So when I was coaching, I could pretty much tell you what the brackets were going to be days before they were released because it's just math. Only one of the 6 criteria that the NMA or anybody else could potentially play with is the coach's input form, or some people call it the coach's poll.
The coach's
and
poll.
so all the rest of them are, I mean, you can tell what those are before you ever get to bracket day. So here's the kickoff.
Oh, get the ball, guys.
From Eunice. The Falcons struggle to get it picked up, and Eunice gets down there. That is
Brandon Trevino.
Brandon Trevino with the tackle.
He's just a magnet to that ball. He's real fearless, you can say, out there on the field.
So it looks like he's to about the 28-yard line. So the Falcons are going to take over 1st and 10 at the 28.
Man, this is aggressive out here. I thought
I'm
we were
telling
in
you.
this.
It's
Our camera guy's way over by himself.
we'll leave him over there. He can use the camera to
I'm
defend
pretty-
himself while we're running. And so we'll be like, get him, Charlie, as we're running the other way. So 6:50 remain here in the half. We're just kidding, Charlie. We'd really help you.
Yeah, we'll take the camera at least.
We'll throw our headset over there. All right, so Falcons take over 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 28. There's flags all over before the snap. I'm guessing it's going to be a false start on the Falcons, so that'll scoot them back 5.
They're getting anxious. Man, that's going to help us, those 5 yards out there.
Yeah. So back to that seating and selection show. The coach's input form, the way that works is every coach gets to send in an input form, and they get to rate people 1 through 10. And then they just add all those things up. Like I said, it's just math. The first place vote on each coach's form gets 10 points, second 9, all the way down to 10 gets 1 point, and then they add all those points together for every team, and that's the ranking on the coach's poll. And I know some coaches play some games with that. Sometimes they'll.
Oh, it's not done by a computer?
Oh, no,
They
not
do all this free-handed?
Not on that number.
Oh, man, that's not good.
So here's the snap. We're looking down the field. They try to run a little
Another
screen
flag.
here. We got flags flying everywhere. I'm assuming, you know what they say about assuming, that's either going to be a roughing or a holding. It's a holding. So they're going to scoot them back. 6:41 remaining here in the half. It's 20-0. We've got a penalty on the Falcons.
But that was a good job on the defense. Y'all came over here and did a little gang tackle on the pass it through out here, which is a good sight for them because they're working as a team, man.
So anyway, back to the coach's input form. Once they send that in, that is one of the 6 criteria that they use. All those points for all the coach's input forms are then added up. The team with the highest number of points is number 1 in the coach's input form. Those count for 1/6 of the criteria points considered to rank everyone on the bracket. The other criteria used are your overall record, your max preps ranking, your finish in district play, your wins against district champions regardless of class, head-to-head, and then, of course, the 6th one is what we talked about, the coach's input.
Right.
So that's how that works, and I would guess after tonight we could probably sit down and come up with a pretty dang good idea of where everybody's going to be bracketed. So the Falcons are back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and 15. They declined the penalty. They try to run it up the middle, and they pick up nothing. It looked like the bottom of that pile was number 4. That's going to be Brady Colburn.
For a short game.
Good job. It's the first time we call his name out tonight.
Brady Colburn with a nice tackle. We talked about him before. Some deep roots here in Eunice Cardinal football from Colburn, and he's got a promising future here with these Cardinals. Got a lot of good young folks. Got a ton of seniors on this team. And so a lot of these young folks are going to be looked to next year to step up and fill some spaces. So it's 3rd down. We're going to call it 15. Looks like the ball spotted at the 23. So ball spotted at the 23. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here's the snap. They're looking down the field. They throw it deep down the field.
Close that. Good job. Oh.
And number 30 with a pickoff, and he's got some room.
Oh, good job. Running.
He's
Wait
still
for your
running.
blockers.
Oh, he takes a big shot, and it looked like the ball hit the ground.
He did fumble it.
He fumbled it, and Loving got it back. So that was number 30, Jose Gomez. So he has an interception, runs it back about 30 yards, and got leveled right at the end of it. His feet flew into the air. And
it was 4th down for Eunice, so
yeah, if he doesn't catch it, we get the ball all the way back, back up there.
But it's a first for Loving.
Yeah, so it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, he did a good job because his brother intercepted early. Now it's his turn, huh?
Yeah, so that basically makes it a first down for the Falcons. So they just get it basically about the same place. The ball spotted out to 23 instead of the 25, so they lost 2 yards and got a first down.
And an interception, right?
Yeah. So 5:45 remain here in the half. They hand it off straight up the middle. He's got a little space. He's trying to find some room. Looks like he might pick up 1 or 2.
1 or 2 yards, yes. That's a good job on the guys there. They closed that gap on him and he wrapped them up. It's a good job, Eunice.
So
Defensive side.
It's going to make it second and
Drew Allegro.
looks like 9. They've now shown that the ball spotted about the 20.
Man, this game's going fast. Already 5 minutes in the second
Take it
quarter.
back to the line of
We'll
scrimmage,
say it's
26-yard line.
we'll say it's posted or the ball spotted about the 20. I'm going to say
Second
the
down and
25. It's second and we'll call it 9. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. They've got kind of that offset pistol back formation. Quarterback in the shotgun.
They're taking their time, too.
Yeah, they're running the clock for sure. They're going to fake the handoff and then run a little quarterback keeper around the end.
Caleb Rodriguez calls his
He
own
broke
number.
a couple of tackles there.
That was number 24,
Fights his way from the
Caballero, that
30-yard
came
line.
up and hit
Hit
him
him.
right at the line of scrimmage, but he shook
Shook him
that
off.
tackle and picked up about probably 4, maybe 5 on the play. It's going to make it 3rd down, and we'll call it a
Brings
long
up
5.
3rd
Ball
down
spotted
and
at the
5.
30. So 3rd and 5, ball spotted at the 30. The Loving running back doing a good job there of shaking some folks. Picks up a couple yards or a few yards. 3rd and 5, ball spotted at the 30. Loving got 1 wide to the right, 1 wide to the left. Little pistol offset in the backfield. That
Third
same
down, huh?
formation. It is 3rd and a long 6. They're
Good
bobbing
guys.
and weaving right up through the middle, and a host of Cardinals in there. I see lots of cleats in the air that look like they belong to Cardinals. Some of them are red, and I happen to recognize those because I
red
think
ones,
I
yeah.
bought them. Those are Ovi Ontiveros'
Big old
cleats. So,
size 15s in the air.
so he wraps him up in the net legs, and then a big group piles in and takes him down. So it's going to be 4th down and about 4 yards. Ball spotted, we'll call it the 31, but it's probably more like the 30 and a half, the 30 and a 6-incher. So it looks like
Like at Subway.
Loving is going to send out the punt team. Cardinals are trying to scramble their punt return team onto the field. They're all
Timeout on Eunice. Confusion,
running
huh?
late, so Eunice is going to call a timeout. This timeout will be brought to you by, where's my little thingy here? This timeout will be brought to you by Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews. Anytime you need timeout, stop in and get you a cup of coffee down there at Eunice Pump and Supply. They got everything you need for all your oil field needs. They also had everything I needed for fixing my pond one day. I had some pieces from my pump and whatnot that I couldn't find anywhere. I went down there, and those guys, man, they can make some hoses rig up and fit just about
It's
anything.
amazing.
So if you
amazing.
need a timeout, you can set by my pond that Eunice Pump and Supply helped with, or you can just run on down to Eunice Pump and Supply and get you what you
And
need.
if they don't have it, they'll find it for you and take it to you wherever you're at.
I'm telling you, that's what they do. Got a lot of good people down there that work down there, and they're very involved in our community and do so much for us. We appreciate them and all they do. 3:36 remaining here in the half. Loving looks to be in the punt formation. They're going to fake it.
quarterback.
It's a fake all the way.
That's a big.
Oh, man,
He hit
we
a wall.
stand him up, and goodness
That was
gracious.
Brandon
Trevino,
and Jonathan go ahead on.
Fernando
Two
Brandon
smallest kids on
Trevino
the field blocked
and
that boy.
Jonathan Caballero, 2 of the smallest kids out there, come up and they hit that punter who looked like he was about 6'3", 250, and they just stood him up until the rest of the Cardinals could get there.
That's pretty impressive. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing of joy.
Man, and so anyway, it's going to be 1st and 10. The Cardinals are going to take over. 3:27 remaining here in the half.
That's a big gamble on Loveland's side.
Big gamble from that deep.
Cardinals take over on
Give it
down.
to Micah and just score.
So the Cardinals take over. They've got 2 receivers right and 2 to the left. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. Ball spotted about the 33-yard line. Pierce looking deep down the field. He throws it through the hands
George.
of
Ortega.
Pass attempt
Ortega.
number 8.
So that's
He
number
needed
8.
him just a little too much, man.
Yep. And once again, that goes back to what we've talked about over and over and over. He threw the ball pretty close to where it needed to be. It might have been a little low and a little out front, but he throws the 110-mile-an-hour heater every time he lets it go. And if that ball has a little touch, Ortega probably catches it. He just throws it hard. So here we go, 2nd and 10, 3:23.
Got a man in
3
motion.
to the left. We had 1 in motion. Pierce looked like he was in trouble there for a second. He bobs and weaves and bounces it out to
He's
the right
gone.
side. He's got some space. He's
He's
down the
gone.
sideline. He's all the way in for the touchdown. He was
That was
skipping and
nice.
kicking. Looked like he was doing the electric
Yeah,
slide
little
down the
hesitation all the way
sideline.
over there.
I started
Good
to jump
job.
out there in the electric slide with him as he slid down the sideline for 6. Great run there
He
by
made it look
Pierce.
easy, real easy. Good job, Pierce.
He may fire that ball in there like a cannon sometimes, but he also fires it into the end zone on his legs every now and then.
We go Thunder Thighs. He got in there good.
So 26-0 in favor of the Cardinals. 3:11 remaining here in the half. Elgin Woods comes onto the field. Going to try for two. Gio Chacon is the holder. There's a whole bunch of movement on the snap, and that kick is up and right through the middle, and the flag comes in about 4 seconds after. The whistle blew, so they knew they were going to throw the flag. They just couldn't get it out of the pocket, and then they called it on the Falcons. And, you know, I always say I call it like I see it. That
2-7 moved like crazy.
Boy, I thought we were moving way before the Falcon came across the line. But
take my mic off so I can scream.
Yeah, I'll holler at the officials and say, "What do you mean you called it on the Falcons?" But anyway, so that's 3:11 remaining here. We're going to try that extra point again. They're going to scoot us up half the distance. Now we've got a discussion between the white hat and the guy that made the call out there.
They probably heard it. Can they hear us right now? Are they listening to the game as well?
Who?
Officials.
Yeah, they might have heard us up here on the radio saying we didn't agree with the call, but it was beneficial to the Cardinals, so we're not going to complain too much. It's like I've mentioned before, we try to call it like we see it. We're not trying to be disrespectful. We just sit up here and say what we see. I thought Eunice moved on that one, but that's okay. The Cardinals are halfway there. Let's see if Elgin Woods can put it through again. He did the last time.
It's a high snap. Oh.
And that one rockets through, and it is good. So that's going to be 27-0 in favor of Eunice.
11 seconds left
in the second quarter with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. And that moon's coming up. You see it behind the trees.
Man, that moon looks really cool. It looks like a big old chunk of cheese.
I'm going to turn into a werewolf on me
I could use a quesadilla about this time. I like some quesadillas. For all your quesadilla needs, just visit the Eunice Public Schools Cafeteria. Rosa, I'm sure she could make me a quesadilla at some point.
I'm pretty sure.
So, anyway, I heard they had a sandwich today. I don't think I want one of those, but I'll take a quesadilla. And so 27-0, 3:11 remain here in the half. Eunice will be kicking off here pretty soon. We want to give a shout out to some more sponsors. The City of Eunice, Eunice Pump and Supply, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, Cardinal Hardware, Eunice Public Schools, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice or Devon Energy, and Parker Energy. Thank you guys for all that you do. We appreciate you.
We need to just keep moving the ball forward. Let's not get lackadaisy on the offensive side or the defensive side for the Eunice Cardinals tonight.
And like I said, I don't know if he's suited out. I still like to see the 8th grader out there. And I don't think it does any good to throw him out there with the second or third team. I'd just like to see what he's got. And if it don't work out, great. But, man, I'd sure like to see him throw him out there for a play or two.
Oh, good catch.
Wow, good catch there by the Falcons on the pooch kick.
He came in and slid and caught that. That's a very good catch.
He came in like a wrecking ball. That's
Short
anyway, he catches it about the 40-yard line. No time runs off the clock. Falcons going to take over 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 40.
82.
Yep. Wrecking ball, huh?
Yeah. So let's see here. Trying to look and see if I had any other things that I meant to mention tonight in my notes. I always take a lot of notes here.
Well, the volleyball girls played yesterday and won a district game in jail.
Yeah, and I have that here. They've won 9 games in a row, and in the past 9 games, they've only lost 3 sets in 9 games, and they also moved into the top 5 in rankings. Here is the snap to the Falcons. He's got some space out here to the right. That same running back. And then Ortega comes in. We got flags that come in late. It's almost got to – it's a hit to the head by the Cardinals. So
on the quarterback maybe because –
the white hat threw that late in the play. And
had to be away from the play because Jorge got him right from the leg, and somebody came in and knocked him down from the bottom. I didn't see anything else. But
so Loving is going to get a 15-yard penalty here. I say Loving. It's a penalty on Eunice. They're going to get 15 yards because of the penalty. So they're going to march this one all the way into Eunice Cardinal territory. We'll call it the 44-yard line.
Give your Falcons a 1st down.
No, we're not cooking tonight.
We're leaving him alone. Some people didn't think he was funny or whether we were funny. So 1st and 10, ball spotted about the, we'll call it the 44-yard line. 3 minutes, 4 seconds on the clock. They're going to hand it off straight up the middle to that young man they've been running a bunch.
He came out of that group.
And he got piled up back at the line of scrimmage.
A lot of missed tackles right there, man. We need to wrap him up, hold him for somebody else coming and help you.
Yeah, he popped out of that and then plugged forward for about 5 yards. So he's going to have it 2nd and We'll call it a long 5. Looks like the ball spotted about the 40.
That was a good run on his behalf, but a poor tackling on the Eunice Cardinal defense.
2:35 and ticking. Loving walking to the line of scrimmage again. The orange moon coming up over there makes me think I'm a mouse and there's cheese over there. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback and backfield in the backfield in the shotgun. They fake the handoff, try to throw it out here to the right. It's off the hands of the intended receiver. The intended receiver on that play was number 80. That's Brendan Cuesas.
But I think he was afraid to catch it because he see number 8 coming at him, going to lay the boom on him, man. He's going to wrap him up and throw him down. So he said, I ain't catching that.
Well, he was going to lay the boom, much like, where'd my little sheet go? Much like, let's see, somebody here lays the boom. Cardinal or Redbird Gas, they lay the boom. You know, you get some good gas from Redbird Gas and Bart Parker, you can lay the boom on your grill out in the backyard. So 2:18 remaining here in the half. It's 27-0. Cardinals in the lead. Loving has the ball. We'll call it third, and we'll call it a long 5 from the 40. They're passing all the way this time. They throw it over the middle. And it was
Cardinals all over there.
I thought we almost had the interception. That was number 12 that come in, Hyan Castro, and he picked it right off the top of the grass, but it looked like it hit the grass before he got it.
Before he got it, yeah.
So an incomplete pass is going to make it 4th and a long 5 here. Ball's going to be spotted right at the 40.
I'll go for it.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Loving probably will here. They could put that big punter back there and try to run over somebody again, but I don't think that worked out very good last time.
I'll make him a fullback, open up a hole for the running back.
So 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, quarterback and running back in the backfield side by side. They've got the pink sock. That's the old Dig Pink for cancer, so good cause there. They throw it down the field. They had a man close to open, but they miss him. So that's going to turn the ball over to the Cardinals with 2:09 remaining on the clock. Eunice is going to take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And that was a senior covering him. That was Dan Ornelas covering him. He had a good coverage on him.
Yeah, Dan Ornelas comes through with some good coverage right there.
He was glued to him. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he did a really good job out there covering someone up. And if you need to cover someone up, you can call Cardinal Hardware. They sell shovels. And they'll help you out with all your covering people up.
And they also sell tarps and tape and zip ties.
So 2:09 remain here in the half. Cardinals got trips now left after a man in motion. They hand it to tip it up the middle. He had a little space. And he pops out to the right side. He's to the 40. And they catch him. It almost looked like a horse collar at the end, and it is. There goes the flag.
He threw it in late, huh?
So they horse collar tip it at the end of that play.
That's a good run, Tip. That's a strong run, man.
With just under 2 minutes, 1:59 remaining here in the half. Eunice is up 27-0. Tippett with a huge run, and then there's going to be the horse collar to add 15 to it.
He's had a lot of stiff arms tonight, too, man, just pushing people out. He's running like he's mad or something.
Yeah, he does a really good job. Tippett's just tough.
He's a good horse to have in your stable, huh?
I'm telling you.
Wow.
Speaking of horse stables, Parker Energy, Brett Parker has some horse stables, and they're supported by Parker Energy. He keeps Kiki on a horse so that she can work on her equestrian skills. So Parker Energy, they do a great job.
That's a big word, ain't it?
I'm telling you. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pierce in the backfield by himself. Takes the snaps, rolls to his left. He's looking down the field. He's just going to tuck it and run. And here he goes. He's going to plow through. Can't really tell what he's picked up, but he picked up something.
His feet when he hit the ground.
Yeah, so he's going to pick up some yardage at 1:40 and ticking here, 27-0 in favor of Eunice. Looks like he picked up about 9
yards.
They're all the way down to.
Here comes Josh Carlos. I hope I said that right.
The
for running
clock
back.
says the 12. So Josh Carlos comes into the game. He's like, what do I do? I'm just going to hand it to you, and you run.
So he's already set, huh?
Yeah, 4 receivers to the right, no receivers to the left. They're going to hand it to Carlos. He's headed out toward the right side. He's got some space, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Josh Carlos.
He ran all the way to the track.
Whoa, Forrest. 1:08 remain here in the half. The Cardinals get on the board again. It is now 33-0.
And those are the Eunice Cardinals we're used to seeing all the time.
Yep.
Running the ball, passing the ball, making positive yardage every time they touch the ball on the offensive side.
That touchdown was brought to you by the city of Eunice, where they always punch it into the end zone down there. They're ready to go. So there's a touchdown there. It's 33-0, 1:08 remaining in the half. Elgin Woods back for the extra point. Gio Chacon, that ball deflects off his hands. Chacon tries to pick it up, and he couldn't quite get it. The ball is dead. So the extra point is no good.
We need to work on those snaps. That way when playoff time comes, we depend on a extra point and make a difference, Coach.
Yeah, you know, probably what happened there is the sponsor, Devon Energy, got a little oil on his hands and slid right through his hands. Devon Energy, to grease up your hands, that's, you know, you need some oil from Devon Energy, and that's what happened there to Chacon's hands. Our sponsor greased him up a little bit. So here we go. Eunice up 33-0. I'm still sitting over here chomping at the bit to see the 8th grader come in at the QB position. I'd like to see it. I'm probably not going to, but I'd like to.
We'll see what happens, Coach. If we can score a game before the half, if he's dressed out, they'll put him in.
Problem, once you get there, you're at 40, and now your game is getting real close to over.
If he gets to 40, he can score to get the game over. That's respectful, right? I mean, I'll take that any day of the week, twice on Sundays.
Yep.
Melanson, right?
Yes. Is he on the roster at all?
I don't know how this is so crumpled up. I can't find his name yet. No, I don't see it.
I don't know if he's dressed out or not. I've been wanting to see the young man in a high school game. Here's the kickoff. It's one of those bouncers. Number 10 for the Falcons has it. He's trying to get some running room. He probably ran 80 yards on that to pick up about 8 or 10.
And he's knocked out by Arnales.
Arnales comes in and finishes him off. So with just under a minute to go here in the half, Loving will take over 1st and 10.
It's a beautiful night too, huh?
Man, it is. It is a really pretty night here. Real light breeze. Old Glory over there blowing just a little bit.
And a lot of Eunice people came out to watch this game in Loving on that horrible drive off 128, man.
Yeah, dangerous road out there for sure. So the Cardinals come to the line of scrimmage. Devon Energy's got a lot of wells out there on 128. 1st and 10, ball spotted about the 40-yard line. 57 seconds remain here in the half. Here's the snap. They're going to hand it straight up the middle. He's got a little running room for a second.
Another missed tackle, 33.
He's trying to see who that was. That's 74 that was hanging onto his jersey as he came through. That's Leo.
How do you say his last name?
Balteras.
Brings up 2nd down and 4.
Baltieres.
Has a lot of R's and a lot of E's and a lot of I's and Z's. I don't know, man.
I struggle with all those like tongue rolling.
I barely know my name, so I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely struggle with the tongue rollers. So 24 seconds and ticking. Loving's in no hurry here. It's 2nd and 4. Ball spotted about the 45. They handed off up the middle again. Had a little bit of running room.
Good gang tackle there.
Looked like the ball almost popped out there at the end. They're going to pick up a 1st down, so the clock's going to stop long enough for them to move the chains.
Does that say 14 seconds?
14.3 seconds remaining on the clock. They're moving the chains, and then they'll start the clock. Ball spotted about the 50.
On about the 50.
They're going to let it play out.
So Loving's just going to be content with letting the clock run here. The clock is going to run down to 0, and at the end of the first half, Eunice leads 33-0. They didn't even have a horn go off. They just ticked it to 0 and shut it off. So Eunice leads 33-0 here at halftime. We appreciate you listening here. We are going to send it back to the station, and a word from our sponsors. Let's send it back for 7 minutes. All right.
There goes our timer.
are back with our system turned on. Can you guys hear us? All right.
Yes.
How much time we got left? All right. For those of you listening to the live stream, we appreciate you being on the line. We know you can hear us when we're talking to the station, but we're getting ready to go back on live on the radio station. 103.7 KPZA.
Yes, sir.
My DJ voice. KPZA.
Oh,
Yes. Really? I don't know.
what's bouncing? You mean like the voices go up and high, or?
I'm not real sure. Really?
Oh. All three lights are over here green. Oh, that's not good.
As I look at the tie line, the levels on that are high. They're 99, and it says L99R. It's setting at about 45 right now. It's kind of that line. Yeah, it looks like good levels. Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice Cardinal Football. You're listening to the Noel Mark Broadcast Network on KPZA 103.7 FM. You can also watch and live stream at HobbsAmerica.com by clicking on the Cardinal or the Eunice Sports YouTube page. I'm Jimmy Jones alongside my partner in crime, Rosendo Caballero and Charlie Fairbrush. He's on the camera tonight, so we appreciate everyone listening. Just trying to kind of do we'll kind of do a quick recap of the first half. Basically, it's 33-0. Eunice in the lead here at halftime. There's 7 minutes still on the clock for this halftime. While we've got a minute, we want to mention our volleyball team. We kind of threw it out there earlier. The volleyball team will be playing tomorrow at home versus Hagerman. This will be a battle of top 10 ranked teams and should be a good one. The Lady Cards are on a 9-game winning streak and have only lost 3 sets during the last 9 games. They are currently 15-3 on the season and recently moved up to the number 5 spot in the Max Preps rankings. In the last week, they have beat Tatum, Loving, and Jow last night. Tomorrow they will face Hagerman. Hagerman seems to be a tale of two teams, kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They have wins over defending state champ and top 4 ranked Cloudcroft. They also have wins over powerhouses Mescalero, Lida, and Capitan. But then they have losses at Tatum, Mescalero the second time around, Capitan the first time around, and Melrose, who we all know is a powerhouse. So it's going to be an interesting matchup tomorrow for the Lady Cardinals.
And the good thing is we'll be playing at home.
Yes,
That can help us out quite a bit. They can sleep in, get up to around 11, stretch out, run around a little bit, and then play some volleyball.
Yep. So we'll be covering that game tomorrow. I don't even know off the top of my head what time we play tomorrow.
I believe at 2, the text I got. We got to be there by 2 and set up ready to go. But on back to football, is Jow playing tonight, or is any other teams out there playing tonight?
Yeah, Jow plays Hagerman. I haven't heard anything on the score, but Jow and Hagerman were facing off tonight.
In Jow?
I'm not certain.
I think so, because Hagerman does not have lights. Remember we had to play him last year on a Saturday afternoon?
During the day, yeah.
I might be mistaken. They probably got lights over the summer, but
yeah, I have no idea.
If anybody has any information, send it to us so we can say it over the radio.
If anybody out there is listening that's paying attention to the Jow game, let us know. We'll talk about that. Had a scratchy throat there. Had to turn around and do my COVID cover-up over on the side.
Protocol. It's called the COVID protocol. So,
all right. I think a bug flew down my throat or something. Got me scratchy here. I was coughing and weaving. But anyway, the Cardinals are in control here in this first half. A lot of different people on the scoreboard. Tippett has run one in for a touchdown. George Ortega, I believe, got in the end zone. Pierce got in the end zone. There at the end, Josh Carlos got in the end zone. Was that Thompson down there maybe a while ago? Ashton Thompson?
At the very beginning of the game? I don't think he got in the end zone. Thompson did at the very beginning, but he did get the first positive yardage.
I've got a message here saying that Rodney and Brandon and Ruben are listening to us from the Deer Woods. So we hope you guys are having a good time out there in the Deer Woods. We're here in the Falcon Woods. So You know, we're not in the deer woods. You guys are probably eating better than we are too. Most people that I know, that's
they're probably staying hydrated as well, huh?
I'm sure that group's staying hydrated. But most of those folks that go out in the deer woods, I know a lot of people that go out and they're like, yeah, we're going hunting. And they go out there and do a lot of eating and some consumption of liquid beverages. And, you know, maybe they shoot something, but they sure have a good time eating.
But they have some good stories. I seen a big old buck out there.
Yeah, and he was right there.
I shot it 9 times and didn't go down.
My gun misfired on me, or it shot crooked because, you know, must be Remington's fault or whatever. So we look forward to those stories when those guys come back from the deer woods. We won't have any of those stories because we're here doing our civic duty to cover this football game, and tomorrow we'll be covering volleyball. Last night we were covering volleyball because we have a true heart for the Cardinals. And so, no, just messing with you guys. Hope you guys are having a good time. We're glad you're listening out there.
Bring home a big buck.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you need help dragging that big buck out of the woods, I'm sure down there at Cardinal Hardware, Eunice Pump and Supply, that you can find some supplies to help you get that big buck out of there. If you need an education on how to figure out how far that big buck is away, Eunice Public Schools can help you out with that. If you pull a hammy, you can run down to the Eunice Health Clinic, and they'll help you out with that pulled hammy. If your truck is smoking, you can get some oil in it that Devon Energy helped pull out of the ground. And then if you need some water because you've drank too much other stuff, Parker Energy, I hear they deliver fresh water, so they'll help you out with that.
And if the water don't work, then go to the clinic and get a IV.
There you go. You could do that as well. I was trying to think of who else I could throw in there. Zia Auto Shop will clean your car up for you when you get back in town and change the oil, put you on some new tires, because you're sure to get a thorn out there while you're in the deer woods. And then lastly, the City of Eunice. When you get back, you'll have a good high water bill because they'll keep running that water meter while you're off in the deer woods. So anyway, throw all of our sponsors out there into the deer woods story. 1:43 remains here in the halftime break. The Cardinals are back out on the field, which is highly unusual because the Cardinals usually sit in the locker room until the horn goes off, and then they come out, and half the time they throw a penalty on us. But anyway, they're out there, they're ready to go, they're warming up,
running around. You probably be seeing a lot of subs the second half. Hope to get their playing time. Like you said about that young kid, hopefully he's here.
Man, I'd sure like to see him play. And like I said, I watched him play a lot in junior high. I know I mentioned him, and some people out there are probably like, yeah, shut up. We got other people that can go play quarterback. And you're probably right, but some of those we've got to see. I've seen the young man play at the 8th grade level, and it looked like he was a man playing amongst junior high kids. Mm-hmm. And so I would just like to see what it looks like out here. And, but it is what it is. I'd sure like to see it. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. I don't see him on the roster.
Unless they left him off on purpose, right?
Yeah, maybe they sneak him in. He's got somebody else's name on there. He's wearing a lineman jersey.
Eligibility years, huh?
Yeah. So under 30 seconds remain here. Once again, those sponsors, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, Parker Energy. Thank you guys for all you do. We appreciate you. Back to the rankings and the matchup, the NMAA criteria. So what they do is they sit down in a room, and they usually have like groups or committees, and they take Max Prep's ranking, and they set out and they go, okay, Max Preps has, Jow at number 1, Tularosa at number 2, Eunice at number 3, Texaco at number 4, and they put that. And that is one of the 6 criteria. And then they go to the next criteria, wins against district champs. And, like for us, I don't know, just trying to think off the top of my head, I don't know any wins we have against district champs this season.
We've been in district. No, we don't have any this year.
I don't know that we have any.
And we haven't scored that good the last couple of games against our opponents.
Well, but it don't matter. That doesn't matter. It's wins against district champs. And
period.
Trying to, we played a team that's probably going to be district champs in Lubbock Christian, but we didn't beat them, so we don't get a criteria point for that. And Raton is winning their district easily. but we didn't beat them, so we don't get a point for that. You know, and I'm trying to think of some others, but you know that's gonna we won't get the points for that. Then you look at finish in district play. We're going to end up second. I mean, that's all there is to it. Jal's going to end up first. We're going to end up second. So Jal will get the nod there. They'll get the nod in the Max Preps poll. I would assume that they'll get the nod in the coach's input form at the number 1 spot, which they deserve. And so they'll get all of those. The head-to-head is one of the criteria. You know, Jal versus us, they're gonna get the head-to-head. When you start looking at, you know, Hagerman and some of those other teams, we've got the head-to-head, so we'll get a higher place. Estancia, we've got the head-to-head, so we'll get those points. And I'm like, you know, the criteria I'm trying to think of them all off the top of my head. I've got them written down in one of my pages, but anyway, that's how they do that. And then, you know, if it comes down to where it looks like several people are real close, then they just match those two teams up against each other and go head-to-head, and they figure out those 6 criteria, and whoever gets ranked ahead of each other has more points in those 6 criteria. And that's how it works. And, you know, like I said, when I was coaching basketball, we used to sit down like a few days before, and I almost every time could tell you what the brackets were going to look like the day before. The only criteria you don't know is that input form. So here is the second half kickoff from the Cardinals. They kick a line drive kick back past the 30-yard line. A Falcon player comes running up, makes a diving catch. Of course, the ball is dead where he's at.
So when would we know where our standings would be at Monday?
You know, I was thinking it was going to be done this weekend, but I was looking at the NMA's website today, and it says October the 30th. So, you know, that kind of threw me for a curveball. I'm like, the season ends tonight, but they're not releasing the brackets. According to NMA's website today, and I may have been looking at something wrong, it says not until next week. So, anyway, here come the Falcons, 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 33-yard line. Loving's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They're going to fake the handoff and then throw it out here. They've got a receiver. The Cardinals have got some people there. They're going to pick up a good probably 6 yards, maybe 7.
There's Obi and 81. Is that 81?
It looked like it's number 81. That's Jacob Ortega. Ovi Ontiveros, a couple others. They threw a pass out here into the flats, ran a little drag pattern, popped it out here, and then looked like Ortega held the big receiver, big tight end up. Ovi came in and finished him off. So
good job on Ortega's part.
Second, and we'll call it 3. 2nd and 3. Ball spotted. The scoreboard says the 40, so I'll agree with that. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Here comes the snap. They're going to hand it straight up the middle to that young man that ran the whole first half. He's got some room. He's bobbing and weaving. He runs into his own man and then gets taken down from behind by number
64.
Is that 64?
We got a bunch of different players out there for Eunice.
64 is Jose Calvillo, according to my paperwork here.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of different players right now. With that score being like that, he's going to move players in and out on the defensive side.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got quite a bit of youngsters out there getting some playing time here. 10:50 and ticking. It's 33-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Loving's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol back formation. They hand it straight up the middle. They got a little space there. The ball is on the ground.
And I think Eunice recovered it.
And that looks like number 60 that picks up that fumble. That's Kyle Teague. Teague with the big fumble recovery for the Cardinals.
But it was knocked out by number 4, Colburn.
Colburn
came up there and wrapped up and punched it out. Good job on both sides, man.
All right, that's awesome there. The Cardinals did a really good job there. And, you know, pick up the turnover there. So a bunch of youngsters out there on the field getting their name called. Teague did a good job. Colburn did a good job. And now the offense comes out onto the field, and it looks like we've still got the first offense on
the big dogs out there, huh?
Yeah, out there. 2 receivers wide to the right. Ball spotted at the 45. Pierce rolling to his right. He's got a little space. He's looking down the field. Well, now he's bobbing and weaving, and he's going to probably go down. And he was fighting and trying to stay on his feet, but they were driving him backwards, and they're going to give him some forward progress and call him down at the 40, but he ended up landing back closer to the 30.
Yeah, I concur. I thought they were going to take the ball out of his hands with the way he's swinging it around, man.
So 2nd and 15, ball spotted at the 40. 10-10 and ticking.
10-10.
10-10. In police work, that's you're going to take a break. I used to get on the radio and say, I'm going to be 10-10 for a little din-din. But that meant I was going to eat. So under 10 minutes going, 2nd and 15. We hand it to Tippett up the middle. He's got a little space, and a guy comes in from the back and jumps on his back, but not before Tippett picked up about 7.
Coming across the field,
so they're going to spot the ball. We're going to call it the 48. It's going to be 3rd, and we'll call it 8. 9:35 and ticking.
Give it to him again.
Cardinals hustling up to the line of scrimmage. Now they're looking toward Jackson over on the sideline for the play. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson, Tippett in the backfield. Stinson and Ortega over here on our side. Can't tell who's on the other side. Can't see that far. I'm old. Here goes the snap. They're looking down the field.
Good job,
throw
Ashton.
it. Nice little out pattern out there to Thompson. Thompson breaks it through the middle.
Loose.
He almost lost the ball. He was moving so fast, but he's still on his feet. He cuts it back, and he is all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. I don't see any laundry. Thompson was bobbing and weaving and shaking and moving. He started on the right side. He came back through the middle, then bounced it back out to the right, then came back across to the other side.
Crossing up people over left and right, man. Good job.
Changed speeds 2 or 3 times, went behind his back between the legs, and then jumped into the end zone like MJ.
Like a little fadeaway diving in there.
Tongue out. 9:01.
I'm glad they're giving him the ball, man. He needed that confidence back in his little heart and mind, man. Good job.
Eunice up 39-0 here. Looks like they're going to try to kick the point after touchdown. They got Elgin Woods back. This PAT is brought to you by the city of Eunice. They mishandle the snap.
Hit right in the hands.
Gio Chacon is running for his life. He floats one into the end zone, and it hits somebody in the top of the helmet. Looked like one of those comedy blooper shows.
And hit number 14, Sticks.
Hit him in the helmet. The ball bounced up in the air about 20 feet. We almost caught it after it bounced off our guy's helmet, but we didn't get it. So
it's no laughing matter. That's the second PIT we've missed. I mean, we need to be more consistent on that.
Yeah, that snap between the snapper and the holder, we look like we're struggling right there.
That one hit him in the hands. I don't know. Probably a little too much grease from Devon Energy, right?
Devon Energy, they're greasing his hands up. That's what they do out there in the oil field. They deliver that oil from the ground right onto the hands of people like our snap holder there. So anyway, 9:01 remains here in the 3rd quarter. Eunice now up 39-0.
That's a good job. Let me go by Thompson, man. He got the ball in play, ran it, cut, moved, and went into the end zone, running north and south.
So we got the cheerleaders over here on our side now. The Loving cheerleaders have brought the Eunice cheerleaders over here to our side.
Got to do magic fingers. Give him some magic fingers, Jimmy.
We shake the hands like this.
Magic fingers. There you go.
Yeah, we'll shake our hands and give the magic fingers out to the cheerleaders.
We look like idiots one of the two.
Yeah, they'll be like, well, who the heck are these crazy people?
They've been drinking again.
Yeah. So here's the kickoff. It's one of those line drive bouncers.
Get it. Loving doesn't want it.
Eunice, you get it. They're like, who's going to get it? And then a Falcon slides in on it right about the 20. We'll call it the 24-yard line.
Looks like the ball will
That's a good little pitch kick.
So they're saying 23. It looks to me like the 24. It's going to be 1st and 10 Loving. They're now running the clock. I thought the clock ran at 40, but maybe it's 35. So 8:45, and it is ticking even in the dead ball here after the kickoff. Loving comes to the line of scrimmage. They're spotted it at the 25. 1st and 10. 2 receivers to the right, 1 out to the left. Quarterback and running back in the shotgun. Loving ready to go. Here comes the snap. They're going to hand it off right over here to the right side. He's had a little space, and the looked like the safety or the corner on this side comes running up. That's Chacon. Hits him in the shins and knocks him down. Chacon gets up limping a little bit.
He hit him pretty good, man. He hit him hard. And that's a different running back. It's number 10 for Loving.
He also had some help there by number 35, Elgin Woods, and number 81, that's Jacob Ortega. So second, we're going to call it a long 6. Looks like the ball spotted about the 29-yard line. Loving's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 over to the left. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff, throw it out to the right side. He's got a receiver out there. He's going to pick up a few yards. It's going to be close to the first down.
Eunice got there quick and closed that gap. That's a good job on the gang tackling on that back end.
A lot of youngsters out there on the defense right now getting some good playing time.
Which is good because they know the responsibilities right now, so that's a plus for next year.
7:25 and ticking. Eunice up 39-0. Falcons get a first down right there. It's going to be 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 35.
Man, Noby's not even out there.
No, they don't
They
have.
took them all out, huh?
Yeah, they've got most of the starting defense is over on the sideline. So 1st and 10 here. Ball spotted once again at the 35. Here goes a beach ball bouncing in front of us. All I need is a drink with an umbrella. Here goes a long pass down the field.
Man, that kid had it if you turn around, huh?
This may be the quarterback that I've been asking for, because that was not our normal quarterback.
No.
Oh, no, never mind. I'm losing my mind. Just because we're red and white, I'm thinking it's the Cardinals. But that's Loving, so just turn around and smack me every now and then. I'm like, dang, that was a different quarterback for us right there in that red and white jersey. That may be
Did you take a nap today like you're supposed
man,
to? I told you, take your nap, drink your medicine, and then come to the game.
Well, you got to remember, when you take as many medicines as I do, you got those little popper things that got like the Monday and the Tuesday and the 3 p.m. and the 4 p.m.
The pill holders, yeah.
That's right. So anyway, it keeps me shook a little bit. I'm thinking the Falcons are the Cardinals and the Cardinals are the Falcons. 6:15 and ticking. 2nd and 10. They hand it off out the left side. The young Cardinals do a good job of driving them out the left sideline. He probably picks up about 1, maybe 2. 6 minutes and ticking.
That's a good job on this defense. If they're this young right now, that means they've been paying attention in practice.
Yeah, there's some youngsters out there. I just saw, I'm not sure if that was, that's number 55, I thought.
5-5?
I thought I saw 5-5, but I don't see a 5-5 on our list. One of you mamas out there are going to be mad at me because I'm not going to say your baby, but I don't know. I don't see some of these numbers on the list, but we'll see.
Make up some names.
Yeah, well, I'll throw some names out there. I was thinking that was Caden Boyd, honestly, but so they fake the handoff. They throw it out here to the side again, and Eunice
Jacob
almost had an
got
interception.
that ball.
Yeah,
He closed that real quick. Good job. He read the play all the way.
It's now going to be 4th, and they're going to call it 9.
Brings up 4th down and 9.
You got 27 coming in.
So over in Jow, it's 35-6, Hagerman, and it's halftime. 35-6, Jow.
I'm like, what?
Versus Hagerman, and it's halftime. So 35 Jow, 6 Hagerman.
Go get a coffee, Coach.
Halftime. 4:50 and ticking. Eunice up 39-0. Got the punt team out there. Is that Josh Carlos back, or who's back there?
That's Mata.
Mata. So Mata's back this time to receive the punt. And they kick it over toward, looked to me like they were kicking that one over toward Jow.
It's pretty close.
Kind of angled over there sideways, and it is out of bounds. So I couldn't tell how far it went. It looks like they're going to spot it about the 44-yard line.
So right here, would you put the young pups for the offensive side as well?
Man,
the game is pretty much won. You don't want nobody to get hurt in any way, shape, or form.
Nice punt.
Put the young pups out there.
43-yard line.
I would put, I'd let some young pups play. Yeah, for sure.
1st and 10.
Yeah, I would let some young pups in.
They got Kevin in the backfield right now.
Do they? And they still, it looks like they still got Pierce back there at quarterback. So it looks to me like they've still got most of the main guys. Look like we jumped way early.
We're
going to chunk it deep. We got a man. Oh, and he's unable to come down with it. Was that Ortega?
Yes, sir.
So the pass was a little underthrown, but we couldn't come up with it.
It was thrown to Jorge
So we
Ortega,
threw that ball, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, probably 35, 40 yards in the air, but couldn't come down with it. We were behind them. You know, that's another one of those where if he puts a little air underneath it, we walk into the end zone, but he threw it on a rope.
I wonder if he can't get his plant foot down or something with his grass. We're so used to playing on turf everywhere we go.
3:20 and ticking. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. We're going to hand it to Garcia. Garcia's bobbing and weaving. He spins. He's still going. He did a really good job of breaking several tackles. You know, Miss Boyd posted a picture today on social media, and it was all the kids when the kids were young playing a little soccer tournament over here in Carlsbad. And Megan Haston, who's, at the time her husband was the athletic director there in Hobbs. She's from Carlsbad. All the kids played. Jonathan was on that little team. Chloe my daughter was on that little team.
Kevin Garcia was on
I didn't realize that Kevin Garcia was one of those kids until she was saying that, because anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't realize that was one of them.
Let's go Sticks.
There's another
overthrown.
Another one where we just don't put any air under it. Got to throw some air under it. We just chunk it. I think they're going to call Ovi for a hold right there.
How do you know, with his hands on his hip?
Yeah, he's got his hands on his hips, and the guy's looking like he's got a hold going. So 2:27 remain here in the quarter on a running clock. Penalty's going to be, looks like, on the Cardinals. I would guess they're going to decline it, and that'll be a turnover on downs. No, it's going to be 4th down. So Eunice will bring on the punt team.
And back to that tournament, they actually won it here in Carlsbad that year.
Yeah, they came over here and won a little soccer tournament. The kids were little. I don't remember. I think Chloe was kindergarten, 1st grade. Yeah. I mean, they weren't very big.
I wish they had soccer in Eunice. Actually good, I bet.
Dang it.
You good?
Every now and then I have that scratchy throat.
Oh, man, we got a leg guy coming in, 54.
Yeah, he's set up in the backfield. 54, it's going to be Ryan Teague. Here's the snap. They're coming after it. And, man, Woods does a good job of getting rid of it, and they kick it all the way down. Woods did an excellent job right there. He had everybody in his face.
He's done a very good job punting all night, man.
So great punt there by Elgin Woods with a lot of pressure. I thought they were going to block it. I was already saying, oh, here it comes.
Somebody recommended to call them instead of young pups, call them young chicks.
Young chicks.
Because they're Cardinals.
The little chicky chicks.
Little Cardinals, little birdies.
Sounds good to me. We'll call them the chicks. The Dixie chicks. 1:25 remaining here on a running clock in the 3rd. Eunice up 39-0.
Bad thing on that series on the offensive side, we did nothing, Coach.
Yep.
And
we had our horses still in the game.
If the horses, they can't perform, take them out.
Let the little ones, let them youngsters go. I'd like to see the youngsters anyway. So here we go, 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 18. Loving looking pass all the way. They've got a receiver open. He catches it and then falls down. He's going to pick up enough, it looks to me like, for the first down.
But the good thing about that on the defensive side, he was surrounded by Eunice Cardinals.
Yep.
So that means they know I keep saying this, man, they know what they have to do. They must do a good job on scout team, right?
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, okay, now they're going to move it. I initially said it was a first down. Well, then they were going to say it wasn't. So, but anyway, now they've changed their mind. It is going to be a first down. So 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 28. 20 seconds and ticking. Loving trying to get another play off.
The Falcons a first down.
The moon went from yellow to now it's a little more bright white up there. So they're going to hand it off up the middle. Got a little space. He's still bobbing and weaving and running. The young Cardinals, do a good job of getting in there. See if we can get some young numbers called in on this. Number 6 I saw come out of that pile. That's Aiden Ornales.
6 and number 40.
Number
41?
41? I don't have a 41.
Okay, we'll go with 40 then if there's a 40.
40 is Caden Jacobson. So, like I said, getting some new names in there. I see a 65 out there, 65. I almost am sure that's Caden Boyd.
65 or 55? Because I see a 55. I think he walks kind of like Caden.
Yeah, see, and I don't have a 55 or a 65 on my roster.
We'll go with.
You know, I typically send Coach Jackson a text message about mid-morning and ask him, hey, do you have any numbers changes or any of that? And every week there's some sort of numbers change or something. I didn't do that today, so I just print it straight off Max Preps. It's like yesterday. We went to the volleyball game. I printed everything straight off Max Preps, and then we had people with numbers that weren't out there and vice versa. So, you know, it's tough for us because that's where we get most of our stuff, and not all coaches update that stuff every week.
Right.
And so it makes it tough. So we're at the end of the 3rd quarter. They didn't even really take much of a break. They're hustling to their spots, and we're going to get going here.
Get this game over with, huh?
Yeah. So we're going to start here on a running clock. It's 39-0. They're already running the clock, and the teams they ain't even snapped the ball yet. I guess that's the way it works. I don't know. One of them things that
we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a professional. Seems a little odd to me that you'd have the clock running while the teams are on the sideline still talking to their coaches, but we're running. So here we go. 39-0. We hand it. No, they fake the handoff and then they throw it long.
Interception number 20.
Eunice has an interception. That's number 21, Josh Carlos.
And he's still on his feet.
Josh Carlos is on his feet. He breaks on the left side.
Is he gone? Oh, they got him down on the 10-yard line, man. That boy.
The speedster Josh Carlos with the interception. And he headed down the left sideline. He ran that ball probably 60 yards. He's all the way down to around the 10. I thought he was going to return it all the way.
Man, that kid's a blur, man. I blinked like, where's he at? He gone? He's 5'10", like, boy.
He took about 3 steps, and he was in a full sprint, and he was moving. So with 11:15 remaining here in the game, Eunice is going to take over 1st and 10 after the interception from the senior Josh Carlos.
Put some young chicks out there, see if they can fly.
I don't think we have any young chicks. Looks like Maine people almost. So 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 10. And they've got the markers out there, so I'm
Oh, yeah,
guessing-
we got
we
Coburn.
got Brady Coburn.
Oh,
and
good pass.
Coburn delivers a nice pass on the
And he
on the
threw it
run.
to 15 to Mata.
Yep.
Ball overthrown.
Ah.
Good.
So the
Be
ball
saying
was
no names a
thrown
lot
toward
next year.
Mata.
Brings up second down
Mata
and
stretches
10
out,
on the
tries to
10-yard
get
line.
it. Ball was just
overthrown.
yeah, just like a maybe a 6 inches.
Yeah, I would say 6 inches.
6 inches over him. And so 10:35 and ticking. Nice throw there by Mata. Or I'm sorry, nice throw there by Coburn.
to Mata.
Just a little high for Mata.
You got Kevin in the backfield.
Trips to the right, one out to the left. We do have some youngsters out there, so
So
that's a
the
good
offensive
thing.
line is youngsters too.
Uh-oh, here comes the.
Oh, yeah, it showed right there, huh?
Yeah, I see.
There's 54 out there on
I
the line.
see Jules. I thought I saw Jorge Ontiveros.
52, yes, sir. He's right there on this side with that.
So and then they've got Leo over there, big Leo. You can't miss him. So they got several of their main linemen still out there, but a lot of the others are youngsters. They got some youngsters out there on the field. Under 10 minutes to go here. Trips right. It's third and ball spotted about the 12. They need to get right to the goal line for a first down. They're looking down the field.
Scrambling.
Coburn's bobbing and
Oh, he's
weaving, and
in.
he pops out, and
Easy.
he's gonna get close.
Oh, a little
He's
hesitation.
in for touchdown, Coburn. I've
Good
been
job,
asking
Coburn.
to see the
Touchdown.
8th grader, and Coburn comes out here and says, "What dang 8th grader there?"
There he is. Got to earn the spot.
Man, Coburn with a nice
Little-
run there.
A little hesitation to get in.
He's in for the touchdown.
45.
It's now 45-0.
Man, it's a good job on the Eunice Cardinals there.
So
The young chicks.
9:36, the young chicks jump in for 6. That touchdown was brought to you by Eunice Public Schools. So Woods is back to attempt this extra point. Got to see him play some defense a while ago and do a good job. Here goes the snap.
Yeah.
They get it down.
Oh, it's a very good
and
kick.
it looked good to me. They had a different holder there. That was Zeke Benton holding that time. He may not mess with Devin Energy, so he might not have any of that oil on his hands. That extra point is up and good. 46-0, Eunice in the lead.
And then chicks are flying high right now, huh?
Yes, sir. Once again, we remind everyone that we will be covering the volleyball game tomorrow in Eunice as Eunice takes on Hagerman. The Lady Cardinals volleyball team is on a 9-game winning streak. They have moved into the top 5 ranking in the state of New Mexico, and they're doing a really good job. They're 15-3 on the season. I don't care what sports you play, 15-3 is a pretty dang good record.
Yeah, and they play very good.
Yeah.
Don't take nothing away from them. They played good teams and they've performed. So if you can't hear us on the radio, go out there and support them at the gym.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to, help us out a little bit on our views, then just turn your phone on while you're in there. You can turn it to silent, and we get some extra.
There you go.
We get some extra views that way. I've got my computer going in the office. I got my computer going at home.
I got every one of them at work. Everybody's off.
That's right. We just plug them all in. No, that's right. I'm just messing with you. I really don't do that, but
that's not a bad idea.
we do check the views that we get, and for those of you that listen to us, we greatly appreciate you because the last several weeks we've had better views than most of the big schools in southeastern New Mexico. So that's always a neat thing for us to see coming from little old Eunice. So 9:36 remaining. Here's the kickoff, and
By
it's
Conacher.
a long, deep one. Was that Conacher
yeah.
Pierce? And he's
He
running
wanted to
down the field
deliver.
wanting to hit somebody, and he
he's
ran
Bo
right
Jackson.
past the guy. Loving runs it all the way out to the 40-yard line.
Trevino wrapped him up, put him down.
Back by number 28.
Yeah, it looks like Conacher wants to be old Bo Jackson. Throw it, catch it, pitch it.
He kicked it and was on a dead sprint down the middle looking to hit somebody, but the guy that he was running at stepped out of the way at the last minute, and he kept on running.
He got Forrest Gump.
Yeah. So 9-10 and ticking. It's 46-0 in favor of the Cardinals. The defense is out on the field. It looks like a bunch of youngsters out there for the defense.
Yep.
This is Leo on this side. We got a 65 out there, and just looking at them,
55
and a 55. Neither one of those are. I know one of those is Caden Boyd, dadgummit, and I'm certain I can tell.
I'm gonna say it's 55. Ms. Boyd, if you're listening, send us a text.
Yeah.
81.
So 81.
Jacob.
That's a Jacob Ortega. He gets in there and makes a good tackle right at the line of scrimmage. They might have picked up 6 inches. 8:35 and ticking. 46-0. Eunice in the lead here.
65 just came out. I wish we had the numbers.
Number 8.
Number 12. That's High-End Castro.
High-end Castro.
Takes it up to the 41-yard
So
line.
the Falcons come to the line of
Brings up
scrimmage.
second
They're
down
at the
and 9.
41-yard line. It's 2nd and 9.
Oh, they got a player. Josh Carlos just ran on the field.
Uh-oh. So
they
they hand it
didn't
off
call it.
straight up the middle. And he's going to pick up about 5 this time. He's
Little
all the
gang
way
tackle
down to
by
the
60 and
45-yard line.
Kyle got him, and in 27 helped him out.
So they're saying now that it's 48
Ball
to
carrier,
6
number
at
86,
halftime.
Drew
Jow over Hagerman.
Takes it up to the 45.
Wow.
So that's the latest update
Oh,
on
man.
There's a player on the
the
field.
score, or on the score over there in Jow. Got an injured Falcon on the field. We don't ever want to see that. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Parker Energy. Brett and Penny Parker. I don't see them here, which granted I can't see across the other way. So knowing them, they're sitting at the lake house fishing. Not fair. I say it every week. Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews and staff, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of
Brings up
Eunice,
third down and 5
Azia
for the
Auto
Falcons.
Shop, and Redbird Gas. Thank you guys for all you do.
Ball on
It
the
didn't take them
45-yard
long to
line.
get the injured young man off the field, and so they're already back to the line of scrimmage. 7:35 and ticking. It's 3rd and 5. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line. Falcons back to pass. They've got a man open out here in the
Number
flats.
20,
He's
Devin
going to pick
Pena.
up a first down before he's
out of bounds.
pushed out of bounds by
Fights
number
to
41.
48, 47-yard line before
Let
they
us
push
look.
them outside.
I don't have a
Out
41.
of bounds.
So
Well, we're playing the anonymous players up there.
we got a 41 out there on the field that we do not have a. Any of you parents out there know who your kiddos are that aren't on the max preps? Let us know. 65 is Caden Boyd, I'm being told. So 65 is Caden Boyd. So that means 55 is a ghost man on first because we don't know who that one is.
He's doing a good job, by the way.
We knew one of them 5s was Boyd.
Oh,
There's
fumble,
a fumble on
fumble.
the
Oh.
play, and the Falcons fall on it. It landed right in front of Caden Boyd. And he was slapping himself on the head after the play.
Still recovered by the
But
Falcons.
they recover it right around the original line of
Brings up
scrimmage.
second down and 10.
They're moving people in and out. They got 30 coming in now. That's one of the Gomez kids. Got a big interception earlier.
Yeah.
And then got hit and lost that ball, but it's a good interception. Huh?
So, yeah, they're it's going to be 2nd and 10. Looks like the ball spotted, we'll call it the 48. 6:20 and ticking. Loving steps to the line of scrimmage. A lot of youngsters on the field for the Cardinals. We're trying to call some names. They fake the handoff, throw it over to the right. Got some space over there. Got a receiver. He catches the ball, and then the Cardinals pile in.
Hernandez wrapped him up.
So Ornelas with a good tackle over there on a much larger
And he was helped out by number 65. He's all over the place tonight.
65, Caden Boyd. He's in there.
He's pretty fast, ain't
Yep. Yep, Boyd's getting it done. You
That's
know,
good.
Eunice Public Schools, they get it done by employing his mom and dad, and he gets it done out here on the field for the Cardinals. It's 3rd down. We'll call it a long 3. Ball spotted about they're showing the 42 on the scoreboard, so we'll go with that. Eunice running somebody on the field extremely late. That's Ovi Ontiveros.
He just jumped in.
Yeah,
play
he's
that
like,
position.
I'm going to play middle linebacker. And so here he goes. He's chasing him around the end. He's like,
good. Oh, he got stiffed on. Gomez got hit hard. That hurt me, and Julius pushed him out of bounds. Julius and Ovi did.
all right. We did get a message here saying that
Said, all right.
number 65, Miss Boyd, we appreciate you listening. She says, yes, my son is 65. So
If he's 65, she's what, like 108, 120?
I don't know who the 55 is. That's the one that's throwing me off.
55, let's guess.
41-yard line.
And is that a 54?
Brings up
54, we mentioned him earlier. That's Ryan Teague.
Teague.
He's out there. Of course, you got Big Leo on this end. They've got Ovi out there. He's playing tackle.
He probably changed numbers to get in.
I wouldn't doubt it. So they've slipped Ovi out there for another play. Let's see what happens.
Who's
Then
our strong safety
They've
back
got
there?
him standing up in the nose guard position. He's trying to get through and get to the quarterback. They run a little outside screen out to this left side. And was
Ball
that
given to
that's
Dylan
54?
Green.
I believe that's Ryan Teague, who makes a
Another
good
Falcons, another
good
first
play
down.
that really saved about another 10, 15 yards. They knock him out of bounds. Teague does with a diving
Ball on the
little
27
push
yard
out.
They had a number 74 playing strong safety for Eunice. Antonio Granado playing strong safety back there. You
Really?
didn't see him?
So we're running folks in and all different. We've got 3 that are coming in right now and 1 that's running out. That's number 40 that run in. Caden Jacobson. Julius Woods headed out. It's 1st and 10, getting a lot of youngsters, a lot of different people in weird positions.
Yeah, they're
It's,
having fun.
Yes.
They're getting out there playing some time, hitting people.
4 minutes and ticking. They hand it off up the middle. Got a little gap right there.
Oh, he might score.
Cuts it back to the left. It's going to be close.
Good job, Gomez.
Oh, Gomez does a good job.
Saved the tackle.
Gomez saves the touchdown. The loving faithful are not happy.
Going crazy. They're going ape over here, man. This is going crazy.
Number 55, they said, is Jose Cadillo.
Jose Calvillo or Cadillo?
It says Cadillo. Caudillo. I'm assuming that's Cadillo. So 3:23 and ticking, 46-0. Eunice Loving driving here deep into Eunice territory. Brady Colburn comes running into the game late.
We got like 13 players out there.
I like us getting lots of people in, but it seems like we're scrambling the last second to get them on the field. That's a good tackle there.
By Obi and 27, Isaac Hernandez.
So Ovi Ontiveros and number 27, Isaiah Hernandez.
Isaiah, I apologize.
Get in for the tackle. So they pick up about 2, so it's going to be second. We'll call it 8.
You can be selfish, man. I'm getting in there, coach. He probably told that freshman to get out. I'm getting in. He's a senior.
Getting in. 2:43 and ticking, 46-0.
Ball marked on the 10.
Falcons are driving. No, not at all. Last regular home game of his career. Here goes the snap. They hand it off up the middle, and there is Granados in there along with Ovi Ontiveros.
And number 60.
And number 60, Kyle Teague. So number 60, Kyle Teague gets in there. Yeah, doing a good job. Ovi's trying to pad his tackle statistics here. It's like, I'm going to jump in on this one, too. 2:05 and ticking. Looks like we're going to have a timeout for the Falcons at 2:03. 2:01. They ran about another 5 seconds off the clock because after they called the timeout.
Did you see Obi doing that to a freshman?
No. For most kids, and I would have done it to a freshman, Ovi'd just be like, no, I don't want to do that to the freshman. Man, Ovi is just a different type of kid.
He's a different breed, yes.
Man, I'm telling you, he's just different. I would have said, hey, freshman, get off here, let me get in there and get me a few more tackles.
I don't care what coach says. I'm a senior, get off the field, bro.
Ovi's not, he'd be the guy over there telling the coach, hey, coach, let the freshman get in a couple plays in.
I'm bored. Come on, coach.
So it was a quick timeout. Everybody's headed back out to the field. Thank you to the sponsors, Parker Energy, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas. Third, we're going to call it 9. Ball spotted about the 11-yard line. Loving comes to the line of scrimmage.
We're going to blitz.
Here goes the full. They're going to run a little screen. They've got some room. They may get into the end zone. And they do. Touchdown.
Loving.
Falcons. We sent the whole team on a blitz, and they just happened to have the right call for it, and they ran a little screen out to the side and had the numbers.
You know me, I hate it when they score on us. But
so
you know how it goes.
46-6 here with 1:52 remaining in the game.
Yep. I'm going to take an opportunity, Mr. Jones, to send a shout out to my daughter, Kendra Caballero. She's at Union right now. Her and her dorm mates, whatever you call them, listening to the game. So they're having fun listening to us.
That's not dorm mates. They may be telling you, Dad, that that's dorm mates. That's actually a party. That's called a keg party that they're having, and you call them dorm mates. That's what they tell Dad when they call and talk.
Oh, why you got to be like that? Where you at, baby?
So they go for 2. They don't get in. Eunice stops them.
But Eunice average is giving 6 points a game, or more.
So did a good job there. Looked like Antonio Granados got in on that tackle. So it's 46-6, 1:52 remaining here in the game. There's a keg party going on in Albuquerque at the University of New Mexico.
Dorm room 24.
That's right. Any of you law enforcement folks out there that want to go bust one, now's the time.
Get your quota for the month.
So, anyway.
What's that guy doing over there? Is he going to receive it over there, or is he kicking it to Eunice?
I don't have
any
confused. Idea.
Mata's over there, and then the rest of the team's over here.
Is that Mata that's out there?
Yeah.
There's a little gnat that keeps flying around my head trying to get in my ear, which you can't get in my ear, but he's trying to get in my nostrils. And
trying to get stuck in that hair.
I'm telling you, he's liable to. He gets slimed up and gets stuck up there.
All that grease that on gave you.
Got to put that gel in it to hold it down.
But you figure, when will you see a gnat in the air in October?
I wish the gnats would freeze to death, but, you know, Cardinal Hardware probably has some stuff to take care of them gnats, and if you're struggling with gnats around your house, go to Cardinal Hardware. They've got everything up there. 1:52 remains here in the game, 46-6. Loving getting ready to kick off. I would expect either an onside or some sort of pooch just for, there it is, on the onside.
Oh, we didn't get it.
And we got it.
Who's that, George?
That's number 52.
That's
Jorge Ontiveros. Hadn't said his name too much tonight, so good to say Jorge Ontiveros is doing a good job. The young man is not only an all-state baseball player, an all-district basketball player, an all-state football player, he's the president of the National Honor Society. And that, you know, all that other stuff's pretty impressive, but president of the National Honor Society is pretty dang impressive. So congratulations to him. We've got several young men out here that
Who's
do
the quarterback
that.
now?
Is that a different one?
Yes, he has a white long sleeve, little tall, slim.
Maybe Zeke?
A quarterback sneak.
No, number 12.
He gone, too. Look at that. He's gone.
Number 12 is Hyan Castro.
Wow.
And he picks up about 30, 25 yards on
Straight
the play.
up the middle. He's quarterback sneak all the
He
way.
got tripped up by number 14, Gio Reese.
Oh, man, they're going to try to score one more time.
With the youngsters, it's under a minute to go. The clock is just running because of the score.
Come on
Eunice
now.
got all the youngsters out there. Hyan Castro back in the shotgun. I can't tell who's back there beside him. Probably Kevin Garcia.
Little delay.
They hand off to Garcia. Garcia's bobbing and weaving. He bounces out to the left. He may get in there. It's going to be close.
Oh, he pushed him out of bounds.
He
Stop
got
the clock.
knocked down. They're not going to stop it because it's 46-6.
Oh, sorry.
And
I
so
forgot about the score.
27 seconds remain here in the game.
we'll
The
get it
clock is ticking. The youngsters are trying to hurry up to the line. They're all the way down to the 4-yard line. It's first and goal at the 4.
Push it forward. Push it forward.
I think you're going to have one play here.
He rolls out. Oh,
we got a flag on the play, and they're blowing the whistle. And false start on the Cardinals.
That's okay.
The bad part about it is I think as soon as they pick the flag up and set the ball, they'll start running the clock. So Eunice better be ready to, because of the way this clock is set up, I don't think it'll wait until they say hut. I may be wrong, but I don't think. See, they're going to run it right there. So Eunice better be set. See, they've still got guys not in their spots. They should have been set and ready to go. Here's the snap. They're going to get one last play off. Castro throws it into the end zone. The ball's deflected around. It falls to the ground, and that is going to be the end of the ball game. There is a flag on the play. It's going to be holding on Eunice. I'm sure it's going to be declined. I would sure think. Yeah, they're going to decline it. So that is the end of the game. The final score, 46-6. Any thoughts, Resendo?
It was a good game tonight on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. They showed up. They showed this part of the New Mexico what they can do when they're ticking on all cylinders. So I'm proud of them tonight.
So this was the last regular season game of the season. We want to thank everyone for listening all year. We won't know when the football team will play again. Want to thank everyone for listening to Eunice Cardinal Football and the Nullmark Broadcast Network. Thank you to EB and Tiff back at the station. Thanks, Aaron and TJ, for your leadership in making this happen. Thank you to our sponsors, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware and Lumber, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Park, Parker Energy, Redbird Gas. We could not bring this broadcast to all those that are unable to attend without you, so we appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow as the Lady Cardinals volleyball team faces off against Hagerman in a huge district matchup. We hope you can all tune in. For Resendo Caballero, Charlie Fairbrush, and the crew, I'm Jimmy Jones saying good night, everyone. Good night, and so long.
Good night, guys.
I didn't think I had the answers. Wish I didn't drink all of that blast first. Wish I made it to homecoming. Not of the courage to ask it. Wish I would have